Okay guys, so let's go ahead and continue with our lab. So last episode, last class, what we were doing was we were talking about this this diagram. So here, I'll just try to open this, and yep. So what we did, just a brief recap of what we did, is that we went for the pilot project, which I refer to as pilot project, but this is something that you either have in your company or you will be configuring that if it's not already there. So this is mainly for hybrid environment, and majority of the companies will have this kind of environment there. So we installed in last class our virtual machine. We installed Active Directory DNS, and then we created with PowerShell script 390 users there, and then we copied, downloaded, and installed Azure AD Connect, and that Azure AD Connect was installed so we could synchronize, copy all the users from our on-premises Toronto branch domain controller to our Azure Active Directory. And then we also created that global admin account, your first name, GA, and that date. So we wanted this account to be created so we could authorize this connector to connect to synchronize all the users of on-premises Toronto branch Active Directory. All the users of that should be synchronized through the Azure AD Connect to the Azure Active Directory in our Azure Cloud IaaS, Infrastructure as a Service Cloud. So we were able to do that in last class, and so we joined. Now all the users were there or were connecting there if they were already not there when we finished the class. So now we need to go ahead with our more objectives there. So what were our objectives? I'm just gonna get back to that. So first one was connect our on-premises Active Directory to Azure Active Directory, and this was done. So I'll just in fact take it to today as well. So these are the steps we did, and then configure Azure environment for the pilot project. We did that too. And then the next steps, I'm just gonna put that here so we could understand what's going on and what we need to do now. So these steps were done in last class, so hence they are green, but I'll just so this is done, and this is already present in last class. This is also in LMS. Hopefully you have access to LMS, and you have received that file. And guys, the main thing is, did you repeat those separately? You must repeat these labs separately as well. You must play with these all steps at your own time. If you're not giving extra time and you're not repeating the lab, then it's kind of a waste of time just to do it with me and not repeating it yourself. You must repeat these all labs and previous AWS labs again and again until your confidence level is good. And you have to go from here onwards. Suppose you did AWS Cloud, so that was just a start, right? Those who have done AWS Cloud, that is just a start. You can't say, oh, now I'm a cloud expert. No, you're not. So you know how cloud works, right? But you have to go beyond that, and that is, as I always say, automation of tasks in cloud and security of cloud. So are you good in the security of the cloud that you have already learned how it works? So automation of cloud tasks and security of cloud resources. Now that cloud includes also not only that IaaS, infrastructure as a service, which is obviously your AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, but also SaaS, which is software as a service, and that includes Office 365, Google Suite, So how good are you in the security of those? How many security topics, how many security ways and aspects you know already of these clouds? So knowing cloud is not good enough to secure a better job. I'm seeing every day's new job openings there, and the requirement is so much there, right? So the more knowledgeable you are, the more experienced you are, the better job you'll get sooner. Better job you'll get sooner. So automation cloud tasks, there are many. There is Terraform there. There is AWS Cloud Formation. There are then automation tools also, Chef, and there are many others, right? So that's something that I'm just saying that you have to follow up. There are so many other tools of automation. So whenever there is a new cloud job, what my suggestion is, read the whole thing. Oh, okay, AWS architect, solutions architect job, or Azure solutions architect job. So read what they want and then check, do you have those skills or not, right? So every new cloud job you must know, go through that job opening, go to indeed.com, just type there Azure jobs and go for the first job and check, okay, what do they need? MCSA, oh, do I have MCSA? Azure, okay, and then they're asking about Office 365 as well. Oh, they're asking about VMware. Oh, Hyper-V as well. So do we know all that or not, right? The more knowledgeable you are, the more experienced you are, the more labs you've done, the sooner you will get a better paying job, right? So it's all about study. It's all about are you checking the trends? How do you check the latest trends of the market? You just go for job openings there, right? What are the job openings are asking now, right? So many tools they're asking for. So this is just a start, right? AWS, you did. Some of you who have done that. Azure, you're gonna do now. So that's gonna be the start. Many are going ahead. You must go ahead as well, right? So I'll try to create those tracks there where you can go for automation and security labs. I'm trying to come up with some more of those automation and security related. I'm trying to come up with a course that talks about automation of cloud and security of cloud, right? So overall, but lots of labs. So we need to get our hands dirty ASAP, right? With the automation and security of the cloud. But right now, we're just trying to understand exactly what cloud is, or what Azure Microsoft Cloud really offers, and how does it all work, right? So uh, this is all just did I say okay, career talk related, so it's not related to what we're doing now. So let's go ahead with what we're doing now. But the thing is, you must know the latest trend. You must increase your knowledge according to that, right? So let's go ahead. What we were talking about till now was that we have already done this, connect our on-premises Active Directory to Azure Cloud Active Directory, and then we then went for configure Azure environment for the pilot project. The two things that we did, we simply created a global administrator account there, and then we downloaded and installed Azure AD Connect and connected our local domain controller to Azure Active Directory. So what do we do next? So hopefully everyone has purchased the domain from Godaddy.com, but even before that, so that's the next step, that how to add a tenant. So if I just put there how to add domain registrar purchase domain. So if I just go for that terminology now, domain registrar purchased domain. Now, in English, it means how to just add a GoDaddy.com domain, or some other GoGrandpa.com, or whoever else is a domain registrar, right? So all those, how to add those as a tenant. So let me just stick with the terminology here, and then I'm gonna take your questions as well. So how to add a domain registrar purchase domain as a tenant to Azure. So we're gonna talk about not only talk about, we're gonna do that lab as well, and then, well, there are many tests that we need to do at that time as well. There are some further tests for our current lab as well we need to do, and I'm just gonna line them up. But there are some chat. So Chintan says Oh, there are so many questions coming there, so I'll just expand that chat here. How can we know number of users synced to Azure AD? I don't see any numbers. So Chintan, yes, we have to go to Cloud Shell and then run some PowerShell commandlets there. Cloud Shell, which is PowerShell, or Bash commandlets there. So I'll be showing you some commandlets there for that. Mustafa Uliza says I got error. Okay, Mustafa, normally when we get an error, so you can just take a screenshot of the error and then put it on the WhatsApp class group. We can all see that and we can tell you what's wrong. Your energy synchronization from on-premises is unhealthy. Oh, okay, that. So you told the error as well. So yeah, this error, guys, identity synchronization from on-premises will come to everyone. Why? Anyone knows? Why it will come? Because your server is right now, it's not 24/7 365 up, right? Your server is down. If it was production environment, it will be up and there will be no unhealthy synchronization. Your server is not up, so it cannot synchronize. So in that case, you're seeing that error. But there's a script there. Oh, okay. So Wakas, Chintan, you can see that script by Wakas, that if you type that in Cloud Shell or Azure PowerShell, so you can just do it. Thank you, Wakas, for sharing that. So yes, Mustafa and Muhammad, yes, the thing is that you will get that synchronization error. Pretty much everyone will get that because our servers are just test servers. So when they shut down, Azure cannot communicate with them, that server, and it says, hey, where's the server? Obviously, we can't just keep it on 24/7. It's not our production environment, so that's why the errors are coming. So it's you can just redirect them to junk mail, or we're gonna check that how to remove those errors. But why the errors are coming? Because obviously the server is down or shut down, and when it is down, it will not see that. It will create an unhealthy error there, right? Okay, so Azure directory did not register a synchronization attempt from the identity. Yeah, so again synchronization. So that's the reason for that. If and then was it Waka said if you this in the email you will get almost every day. Oh, okay, yeah, you will get that almost every day is because of the turned off server, exactly. Yeah. Okay. So if we go ahead and yeah, okay, there we go. So guys, let's go ahead and try to check some stuff out. So how to check some stuff out there, right? So how to check some stuff out there? What are the for current situation, for current sync of users, sync of users from on premises to cloud. We need to test the following, right? So what do we need to test for the current situation? And that current situation is that how so if we have to make a profile change for synchronized users, then how to do it. So that's the one thing that first thing we're going to check that. And then second thing is that can, in fact, that should be the first thing that I'm about to type as second thing. Can we log in from same credentials? So it's not from same credentials. Where's that? Yeah, credentials of end users, of the synced users, of sync. Okay, the users in cloud. So what I'm saying is we synchronize from on-premises to cloud 300 users, right? So is the username password same in cloud, which they have in on-premises, right? So most of us says I got all users synchronized. Okay, that's very good. So here we can we log in from same credentials of sync? So guys, the 390 user script, user PowerShell script gave the password to every user. Where was the password it gave? Every user as it is password 1, right? So this password, so when the users are synchronized in the cloud, is this the same password still there when if we want to log in from those users in the cloud now, right? So that's the first thing we need to check. And then the second thing is, if you want to make a change the profile for those synchronized users, and it's the same. One more thing here that we can test this same scenario if, and we talked about that before as well. If we have to make a profile change for cloud created users, cloud created users, then how to do it, right? So these are simple things that we should know, that what is possible and what is not possible, or how it is possible. If it is, not one way, then what's the other way, right? So let's go ahead and try to first check it out there for current sync. So the rest of the things are done, so I'm just gonna make them all green so we could know that what's done and what is remaining. So now we're continuing with the last lab where users were synchronized. Yes, it's okay. Users were synchronized, right? But after that, what do we do with those users? So the first thing we're going to do now is, for those synchronized users, can they log in from the same credentials that they are logging in from end users from the on-premises environment? Can you use the same password on cloud as well or not? So if I just go back to the diagram here, so now these users were, suppose these users were which were created from PowerShell script, they were logging in from their username and the password was password 1. So daily they were connecting, and from their username password they were connecting to file server, local file server, they were connecting to local web server, and they were connecting to the application that connects to the SQL, right? So is that password synchronized up there in the cloud? So let's go ahead to Azure Active Directory and try to log in, grab one username and try to log in from that username. Okay, again. Oh, okay. Question. His mic is up. So I'll mute all. Okay, guys. So that's our first objective now. Let's go to Azure and just try to log in from one synchronized user, and the password, username, password. So first of all, please open your notepad here for temporarily you want to put some information there so you can and that is so first of all, okay, let me just go to the Azure, and in Azure, oh, I was logged in. That's spooky. Okay, so I'm just gonna go to if you're logged into that Azure Active Directory, so go to the portal here. I'm just going to the portal menu here, this portal menu, and then go down to Azure Active Directory, right? This one. So hop fully. You're fast, you're sharp, and you're following, right? Oh, FFF. You're fast. Oh, FSF. Fast, sharp, following. Okay. That's a good one. Okay, so once you're there in Azure Directory, we're gonna go to the users, and you can see that there are so many synchronized users. So where we can just go to my favorite. I don't know why, Alan Reed. Alan used to be my neighbor as well. He was a nice guy, and this Alan Reed is not that Alan Reed, and that Alan Reed was not Alan Reed. Alan someone else. Okay, what am I talking about? So yeah, Alan.Reed here, and you can see that it's a free domain it's attached to. So I need to get the full username because I need to log in from this Alan Reed from Azure, and I just want to check that does it work. So I'm just going to go to the Alan Reed, and you can see that it's a punishing long username here, your whatever email with which you create the subscription, and the .on Microsoft, the free domain there. We're going to fix that very soon now. So but copy that because you're about to log in from this. I'm going to copy that in the notepad. There you go, right? And what is the password? We all know that. Yay! Password uno. Password 1, right? So this is the username. This is the password. This is pretty much for everyone, right? It's the same for everyone. Unless you've changed you went into the script file and you changed the password, then it would have changed otherwise. So I'm going to go to incognito mode in the browser, and I'm going to first copy this dude here, the full username for an end user, right? So the password better be this. It should let me log in from this password because I synchronized this from on premises. So I'm going to go back to Azure, and I want to log in from another user without logging out from this subscription or root account or the first account. So I'm going to go to the incognito mode here, new incognito window. I'm going to click that, and then I'm just going to type here portal.azure.com, portal.azure.com. And yes, that punishingly long end user name of synchronized user. I'm going to put that and click next. And we all know the password. Capital P A S S W O R D 1. That's the number 1. And click sign in. And no, I don't want to stay signed in, so I'm just going to click no to this, right? And so if you're able to log in, well, that pretty much proves that yes, the passwords which are working on premises are exactly the same passwords that are working here as well. So the credentials were transferred, right? So we don't need to stay logged into this. Okay, everyone tried that? Yes. Okay, thank you for that reply from everyone. Oh, okay, so it's good, right? Thank you for sharing. And so if it's good, let's get, okay, so Zaki says, what if we don't remember the password and try to reset? Okay, that's a good one. So do we have a password reset for synchronized user in Azure Active Directory? So I am already inside the profile of Alan Reed, and I can see edit, I can see reset password, revoke sessions, refresh, got feedback. So does this reset password works for a synchronized user, right? So if I click that reset password here, which you should be already seeing there, now you're doing this as an administrator of Azure, right? So, and this is already a synchronized user. So if I go there and click that reset password, so it says, unfortunately, the current licensing does not allow you to reset this user's password. Learn more about licensing requirements for password write back. Oh, what's a write back? So write back means in the diagram here that actually the user came from the on-premises, but instead of coming down here and changing the password and then synchronizing that information up there to the cloud, you're actually directly going to this user here, knowing that this user came from here and you're supposed to actually go here. But since you want to change the password of John, who is a synchronized user in the cloud, so that is, if you want to do that, you must first have the licensing. Then second thing, it's called write back. Write back means synchronized users are up here, you change the password, you need to write back or update that information back to the local environment. So the user John, whose password has been changed in Azure, it was supposed to be changed on premises, but you decided to do that here. So then you have to write it back or write back this information, right? So in that case, you can do that, but you must have then the licensing. But it is possible for what's the correct way to do it? Synchronize users, go back here, change it, synchronize. This is something that we're about to do now. How to do that if we want to do that, right? Then we're going to come back to write back process as well. Zaki says, wait, you will get the answer. Oh, okay. So yeah, oh, okay. I thought Zaki was saying that. So Mustafa says, is Mustafa saying to Zaki? Okay, cool. Okay, so we understand what is write back, and write back is used for that. So suppose this user was created directly in the cloud. Yes, we can directly reset the password here. The write back term will be used when it's a synchronized users. So in that case, better go down to on-premises, change the password and synchronize, and then come back here. But you can do it from here as well. But then it says you need some kind of higher elevated privileges there. So what are those? Because that's a very good question here. So what are those privileges there? What kind of licensing you need if you want to change the password here of the user who is synchronized? You have to tell that user, obviously, or the user must have requested that, then you have to really synchronize it back to the on-premises. Otherwise, that user will be using old password there, and ultimately it's gonna be confusing for the user, and will disrupt the access as well. So I'm just gonna click this, learn more about licensing requirements for password write back. This documentation here, and what does it say? So with Azure Active Directory, self-service password reset. So that is called SSPR, right? Self-service password reset, or SSPR. Users can update their password or unlock their account using a web browser in a hybrid environment where Azure AD is connected to an on-premises Active Directory Domain Services ADDS environment. This scenario can cause passwords to be different between the two directories. So pretty much when you update there, the password anywhere, you just need to synchronize to the other side. That's what they're saying in English. So password write-back can be used to synchronize password changes in Azure AD back to your on-premises ADDS environment. Okay, so that's password write-back. We understand that, right? Azure AD Connect provides a secure mechanism to send these password changes back to an existing on-premises environment. So what are the secure way to do that? This tutorial shows an administrator how to enable self-service password reset back to an on-premises environment. If you are an end user already registered for self-service reset, and you can go to this link. So there's a link here. I'm just going to put that whole process here for you to also check, and I'm just going to put it in the documentation. So in the class also, in the WhatsApp, class WhatsApp, and here. So SSPR, that's what we are talking about. What is SSPR, and how can you pretty much do the password write back? So this is the link for that. Okay, so configure the required permissions for password write back, enable the password write back option in Azure AD Connect, enable password write back in Azure AD SSPR. So, and this is the whole document that you have to follow, and then it lets you do that. So licensing requirements for Azure AD SSPR, can you do that SSPR or password self-service? What is the SSPR? You're gonna see that in the interview as well. Self-service password reset. SSPR is self-service password reset. So what do you need to do here? A working Azure AD tenant with at least an Azure AD Premium 1 or trial license enabled. Okay, you guys have trial license actually, and or trial of Premium 1, and then you can actually do that. Oh man, seriously, I need to create another account. And well, this is just giving you the whole process of how to do that and where else to go and enable this. So enable password, and then there's a password right back here. So guys, the main thing is, if you want yourself to be able to reset the password of synchronized users, then you have to follow this page documentation there. Okay, do we? So Ali says, do we need to add GPO for SSPR? Actually, this is the exact document that you have to follow here, and I'll put the link there, Ali. So if it says you have to create a GPO, go create a GPO. If not, then you don't have to, and it actually does not say that. So if I just type here GPO or group policies, group policy. So password policies in the on-premises ADDS environment may prevent password resets from being, if there's a group policy that you've created that is in conflict with this password reset, yes, then you have to actually change that password policy. In that case, you're going for group policy. But do you have to create a group policy for SSPR? No, you don't have to do that, right? So self-service password reset. Okay, guys, this is a good question, and what I would recommend is that you can try this as a assignment and try to make it happen. That just follow this document. It has all the screenshots and step-by-step process there, and try to do this while we do the other labs to configure our environment. Is that okay? Change default GPO. Ali says, well, better, well, yes, we can make changes in the default GPO, but better make a copy of that and make a change. If the default GPO and the GPO you created has conflicting environment, then obviously you don't have to. Then it's better to go for a copy GPO. So the main thing is that better create a copy of that and do that. But if the default GPO is implementing something that your second GPO is against it, so then you can decide that what to do. But better create a copy of it. Okay, so guys, here, and what we need to check it out. So I'm just gonna put that link here, guys. The thing is that there is an assignment and tickets page that I have created here, and you know what? It's better to create a Azure assignments / tickets page. So I'll just simply put that assignment ticket 1. So this is ticket 1, where you just simply implement the following documentation for Sspr, and this is link for that. So I'm just gonna put that there in WhatsApp as well, and in the LMS as well for the tickets, and take screenshots of all the steps, and then copy them all in MS Word and email to admin at onlineidschool.com, and before next week, right? Before next week, right? So if you needed any help, then let me know. So email to, so this is the assignment as well, ticket 1. So I'm just gonna copy this and put it in WhatsApp as well. Guys, if you do that ticket, it will be your benefit. If you don't do that, it's your loss, but I'm gonna follow up who's doing that, who's not. Okay, so then there is in production environment. So Ali says, yeah, we talked about that already. Then Mohammad Awad says, telling me username or password is incorrect. So Mohammad Awad, why is the password incorrect? See this? Did you copy, this? You can see that
I copied the user and the username and password is a password one or 0. Okay. I put I put password 0 and this is the college password. That is why.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay, so that's one samosa on you. So I'll send you the address, and you have to send me one samosa because of that. Thank you very much. Okay. So let's go ahead and Monday. So yeah, it's Taj Mahal Sweets and Samosas. That's the shop. I'll just send the address of that as well and mine. So please do send 20 or 30 samosas. Why one? Okay, let's go ahead, guys, and let us go ahead. So first thing is this, and yes, the password works and it's synchronized, but when you change the password, you need to go to the origin of that user where it was created and change the password there. But that's exactly our next task. So, so we did this, that, okay, the password is this, but what about if we have to make a profile change for cloud credit users, and if we had to make a profile change for synchronized users, then how to do it? So that what we need to check out. So suppose the scenario is, let's change the department. So let's change the department information of any cloud credited user, right? So can we do that in Azure Cloud or not? So so just go to some user. So we can just go for your first name, GA. Remember we created that GA, and then the date there. So go to that user and go to the profile of that user and put the department value as marketing, right? So let's do that now. Can we do that successfully or not? So that is the question, right? So can sync group instead of user itself. Okay, so there are some. Jonathan says, which career service expert? Oh, okay. Oh, I thought it was something related to this. Yeah, but samosa related stuff, I'll just create the whole map and everything, and I will send the document to whoever, you know. Okay, so can sync group instead of user itself? Yes, Mohammed Awad. So normally we're gonna create a security groups here as well, and in that Active Directory, and we can just sync them as well. Yes, what we create ourselves. So guys, here let's do this task. Let's change the department information of any cloud credit user. So I'm just going to go to that global administrator, right? And in this, I'm just going to go to the default Active Directory here in the users area, right? And then in the users, I'll just put there your first name GA. This is what we created, right? In the last class. So this is the user. I'm going to go inside this global administrator because it was created in the cloud. Whether it doesn't matter whether it's a global administrator or it's a some other administrator or it's an end user. So the profile change of a cloud credit user is the same. So I'm just going to go to that global admin user, and in that I need to check where do I change the department information. So if I go down here, you can see this job info here, and the department value is this. So I'm just going to click that, edit here. So once I click the edit, and if I just put marketing here, does it let me save that? So I'm going to click the save button. So that's a very, very basic task here. But the thing is, the point here to make is that a user who is showing Azure Active Directory, this means it was created in Azure Active Directory, right? So you can just make any profile changes here directly in the cloud. But what about the synchronized users now, right? So this was easy one, change any value there, right? So let's go back to our users in Active Directory again, right? So click here and then click in the users. So all the users are here again. But now, how about we make change to the Aisha Bihari account here? There's an Aisha Bihari first username here, Aisha.Bihari at your long free domain name. So I'm gonna try to change the synchronized users department value now. So let's click that and then change the department value. So I can see that the department is written there, but I don't see an edit here. I can see an edit up here as well. How about this one, right? So, or how about this? Well, this is for the separate area here, but if I click the edit here on the top, and then I'll change the department value now by keep on clicking it for next 1 hour. Woohoo, yay! Okay, it doesn't. It won't allow you to do that. So obviously now the process of, hey, I want all the users 390 or maybe 3000 users. I want their department value to be changed to marketing, right? Or I need to put marketing there. Those all belong to marketing department of our company. You can also see one more thing. When you go to synchronize users, it doesn't say Azure Active Directory. It says Windows Server 80. So that's where they came from, Windows Server 80. When you go to a cloud credit user, it is called Azure Active Directory, and here Windows Server 80, right? So let's change the department value of all the 390 users in from our on-premises server. So this is our next objective now. I'm just gonna go back here and okay, this is done. That yes, if it's a cloud credit user, we get that idea. Well, what about this? How about the synchronized users profile change? Okay, Mohammed says change them from Windows 80 and then sync again. Exactly, that's what we're about to do now. So here, if we have to make a profile, so let's go to, well, let's change the profile info of all synchronized users, you know, and put the department as marketing, right? So let's go to Earth, right? Okay, let's go to Earth. And okay, our ship is going back to Earth now. And okay, So yeah, that was a spaceship sound in Jeff Stones, right? Oh, okay, that's new generation doesn't know that. So I'm back here, and Azure AD Connect configuration succeeded. Well, that's from the last synchronization that I did. I don't need this page to be open, so I'm gonna click exit here. Or maybe you've already done that, so yeah, it's okay. Now what we need to do, hopefully everyone's back to the domain controller, right? So hopefully you're seeing this dude here, Azure AD Connect. So that's the AD Connect software. It's going to synchronize everything, all the users in local on-premises Active Directory, but later you really need this to regularly synchronize something you want. So you really need to have this available within any machine on the network or on the domain controller. It's up to you. So let's double click this after closing it. Azure AD Connect, right? And the synchronization service scheduler is suspended until this setup wizard is closed. Yeah, we can just kind of ignore this error here that, we had shut down this machine and then we are starting up. So some of the errors will pop up. So what we can do is we can click configure. So now there are many settings here: privacy settings, view or export configuration. So the local configuration that you want to view or export, customize synchronization options. This is our option that we're going to go for. Then configure device options. You're connected to any devices here you're logging in from any applications there. So since the users are synchronized up there in the cloud. Information about that. Refresh directory schema. Schema is something that you should not be really messing with. So normally there's one schema in the forest, and schema is just called scheme of things. So all attributes and classes of all the objects in Active Directory are stored in schema, which means that it defines, this is a blueprint, it defines how Active Directory objects will work and what they will do and what they will not do. So you can refresh directory schema, but that's it. But you exactly store attributes, as Mahdava said. This is just refresh schema, which means that you introduce anything new? Maybe you introduced exchange mailboxes. So mailbox is a new object in Active Directory, right? It was not there before. User is an object, computer is an object, OU is an object, organizational unit, group is an object. But mailbox, if you install Exchange Server, which is an email application, enterprise grade application, and you will learn that in Office 365, or those who already know that. Otherwise, Office 365 is a must-have course there. So you would understand then there are new objects that can be created as well. Configure staging mode. Staging always in IT means that you want to do some tasks before the main task starts. Suppose you want to download something, so staging would do 50% or 80% of the work, and then you can do the rest of the 20% of the work, right? So this is just called staging mode. And then there is change user sign in. So you can just want to change the user sign in for any of the users. Where's the user connecting from? Oh man. Okay. Let me just lower the volume of the WhatsApp. Okay. So here, yeah, somebody said pre-production, exactly. So the main thing is that you would use all these scenarios other than what we're about to do. This would be used the most. Anyone wants to ask a question? No. So I'll just mute all the mics here. Sometimes there's a breathing sound coming from somebody's mic. Okay, so here, configure staging mode, change user sign in, manage federation. So if you have a federation, so suppose that is, what is federation? Federation is exactly, if I go back to the diagram here, so if you have deployed a ADFS, Active Directory Federation Server, what does that do? Federation server in MCSA, you would learn that ADFS. So it simply lets the local users log in from it, their local user counts. It provides SSO, right? Exactly. So Madhava says provides SSO, single sign-on. So local users connect through ADFS to any web application that you want to connect them to. So all big organizations normally have ADFS deployed there, And so if you have ADFS, through ADFS Federation services, you can connect any local users. So local users do not even have to remember this password here, username, password. So remember that we have to know this full username and password. So we don't even have to do that. So whatever the local username password is there, it is behind the ADFS, and they can click any link. That link is actually belonging to Azure Active Directory. So you can connect that user with their local username password to that outside web application. So that is done by ADFS, or Active Directory Federation services, right? So if you go back here, troubleshoot, then you can shoot the trouble if you want, right? It's gonna help give you some options there. So guys, what you will be using a lot would be this customize synchronization options. So let's click that third one, customize synchronization options. Once you click that option here, customize synchronization options, then click next. So hopefully everyone's GA, global admin account, is still there. And what you can do is just put the password. So in my case, the password was small xyz, capital xyz. Oh, hey, guys, are we forgetting something? Can anyone tell me that? What are we forgetting here? There's a very big thing we forgot. I forgot, actually. Can you tell me what I just forgot to do? It's a big thing I need to do.
The department of the users.
Exactly. So guys, why we are about to
But I did.
Yeah, you were saying?
No, I said I done.
Yeah, so exactly, you're right. We are about to synchronize. This is the wizard for when you have done some changes in your Active Directory. After that, you run this wizard to synchronize. Now, we didn't open our Active Directory yet, and we didn't change the department of all the users, and I started just synchronizing nothing here, right? So at the end of it, if we had done the synchronization, we would be achieving nothing. So for what we can do now is we can just close this. We can just close this. Even if we keep it here, it doesn't matter. But I'm just gonna close this. Sorry about that. So we need to first make the changes in the users and then come here and synchronize those changes, right? So how do we go there? So I have that Active Directory already opened there. I'm just gonna close that. So yes, okay, so we'll be adding that tenant. Either we can add it before this step, or we can add it after it. It's okay. So in fact, we will be adding tenant here as well, or we're gonna make those manual changes here as well. But when we are adding tenant, then everything regarding that we will do at that time. So let's go to this server manager, guys, and then go to tools and Active Directory on computers. So I hope everyone knows that why are we coming here. We need to change the department of all the 390 users to marketing, or we put that value there because there's nothing else there right now. So I'm gonna go to tools. Hopefully everyone's there. Active Directory users and computers. Let's click that. And then in Exchange users, right? Oh, okay. So Wakash is already done. So that's very good. So Exchange users here. I'm just going to go for, see this? Let's click that first user, right? And because we're about to do that bulk task, so click that first user and then Control A on the keyboard, select all, right? So Control A on the keyboard and select all. Let's make that department value change for all the users and synchronize it in the cloud, right? So, Mohammad Awad is also done. Serious? Wow. We are all on tricycles, and Vakas and Mohammad Awad are on spaceships, like those spaceships, right? So, okay, right click here, and hopefully you're following there. Right click here and go to properties, right? Shiva is also done. So there are 3 Martians here, and all others are Earthlings. Martians who are advanced. They just are million years ahead of us already, right? No, you guys are from Earth, I know. So, okay, properties here. Let's go to properties here after we select everything, and then where do we go? Organization. Iman is also done. Serious? Okay, so that's good. That's very good. Okay, so organization, and then we go to department here, and then what do we put? Marketing, yay! What do you put here? Marketing, right? So we select all the users here. We right click, we go to properties, we go to organization, we select the department checkbox, and we type here marketing. So if you have those who are following now, if you've done that, click apply, right? So apply and ONK, right? Okay, so now we have done some change that we need to synchronize up in Azure Active Directory, right? So now we can, sorry, got an internet issue. Oh, okay. Response is, so source one, any question? So, okay, so hopefully you've done that too if you were following.
See, I am in AD Connect, and I just want to know which username did we work in, like with Sman GA or with the one which we have synchronized.
No, so close that AD Connect.
Okay.
And then go to open the Azure Active Directory. Active Directory, then computers. And then go to Exchange Users. And click on any one user and select all, like Control A on the keyboard. Hopefully you're able to do that. You're following. And once you do Control A, then right click here and properties. At the end of it, I'm going to ask for what's the score, right? Oh, just kidding. Okay, so here, properties and organization. And then there's company, yay! And just type marketing and apply and okay, right? So you followed. That's very good. You're smart, man. Oh, yeah. Did I say company? Organization, sorry, department and marketing, like Aziz. Well, if it's company, we're making some change, but yes, it was department that we were changing. Thank you. And so, when we make a change in Active Directory, just go to the domain name here and always just click refresh here just a few million times. Refresh. In George Brown College, when I say that, one or two students, they literally start doing clicking million times, and they make sure that the whole class listens. So clack, 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 they do that. So anyway, refresh here. And so once we're done, now minimize this. We're about to send this change up in Azure Active Directory, right? So let's double click that Azure AD Connect here, right? Let's double click that Azure AD Connect. So we're about to send this change, right? Azure AD Connect. Hopefully you're all there. And configure. And then third one, customize synchronization options. Third one, customize. So Mustafa says we have to run AD Connect every time after changes. So normally, Mustafa, we run a script, and yes, you have to schedule that script. So in some of the banks, I saw that they run the script every 3 hours. So then they schedule it. This means that whatever changes have been done within 3 hours will be done synchronized after 3 hours, which also means that if end users ask, uh, so if end users ask that, hey, I had that profile change, did you update it? So normally we say there, hey, wait for 3 hours, sorry, it's a company rule, it's going to be done. So if somebody says, no, now you need to do that, I need to work. So even to bosses, we have been saying there that it will be done after 3 hours, sir. This is the policy we approved. If you want to do that now, you want us to do that now, so talk to our boss, right? So that's how it is. And then Tarek says, isn't there a built-in tool from Azure that would do that instead of manual script? Well, if the tool was there, it would have. Microsoft is pushing us towards scripting and PowerShell and Bash. So it's always the best thing to go for PowerShell way of doing things. But this is if the tool was there, it would have been here. I'm sure there are third-party tools out there, GUI tools, graphical user interface tools that actually let you schedule this task. It's a matter of Googling it in 2, 3, 5 minutes, and you will find hundreds of tools there. But yes, it doesn't have built-in itself tools. Exactly. Same as Office 365, exactly. So here, guys, if you have clicked that customize synchronization options, let's click next. And hopefully your global administrator is still there. And then password is, hopefully you remember the password, XYZ, caps XYZ, shift 123 without shift 123, right? All right. And then click next. Hopefully it works for everyone. Okay, thank God. Okay. So here, configured, so you can see if your username password for the global administrator of Azure is working, then you're good. So enter connection information for your own premises, directories, or forests, Active Directory, forest, your first name domain dot local. So yes, that's the domain we have here. Nothing to change here. Let's click next. And then now what you can do here is sync all domains and OUs. Suppose you have child domain Toronto dot your first name domain dot local, New York dot your first name domain dot local, or downtown dot Toronto dot your first name domain dot local. Sometimes the domain names locally are even much longer, right? So all the child domains, you can also synchronize them there. If they were there, they would have been showing here as well. So second thing is, if you go to sync selected domains and OUs, this one. So now you want to select some users. So just expand that and you will see that it's pretty much all the containers and all the OUs, if you have any, are showing there. So you can see that your exchange users is also there. If you just want to not include, suppose there were exchange users, then suppose you had containers or OUs like marketing OU, and you have 200 users there, then sales OU, and you have 500 users there, and so on. So different departments, all departments maybe have different OUs. So suppose only marketing users were allowed to create accounts and use some marketing cloud application, but sales users do not have that cloud applications yet. So you don't want them to be synchronized. So you can uncheck those. Suppose I uncheck this and I say that, oh, I just want all the users here, their changes should be synchronized, no one else. And suppose you had actually sales OU separately and marketing OU separately, or another OUs, and you don't want those users to be up there. So whichever users you want to be up there, you can just put that information there, right? One more question comes here, and that question is, suppose you want to make a change for one user, right? So do try this at home, like play with it, test with it, right? So suppose you want to make that change to one user. So what you should not do is that suppose if one user you want, and you cannot select a user here, right? So if you expand that, you can't select a user. It on the container level, on the OU level, you can select, right? So you can't select a user, or if they have come up with that script, or normally they have scripts for pretty much every scenario there. I would really recommend, if you try to start learning PowerShell basics even, at least you should be a modifier. If you cannot create, if you're not a creator, you must be a modifier. So modifier are those, if you have a ready-made script, you can just modify according to, or customize that script and modify according to your needs, because you don't know how to create a full script there, right? So it's supposed to then be modified. So as I was saying, that if there's one user, yeah. So Chitan says auto sync time also change with PowerShell. Yes, PowerShell or Bash, both. You can use Bash is for Linux users, PowerShell is for Windows users. Okay, guys, so here, suppose you want to change one user, so that's not a very good idea. Suppose it's for John, and John's account needs, you just change, all others are on marketing, but John is from sales department, so you change his department to sales, right? And all others marketing. But the boss said, hey, only send John's information to the cloud, right? Now that's a very bad idea. why it is really a bad idea. Suppose you made that information for marketing, you synchronized already, only John's information was left. Now when you only you create a new OU here, suppose, right? So new OU, because only one user is you create a new OU here, and then you move this one user to this one OU, and when you come here to this page, you unselect everything else and you simply select that one OU, user John OU, or test OU, or sync one user OU, whatever name you want to give, right? So when you do that, you know what will happen? So that's where I'm going towards, that if you synchronize one user John, all other users will be deleted and only user John will be there up in the cloud. So that's horrifying, right? So please do try this at home, right? If they have changed it last night or last month, then I'm not sure. But the thing is that if you want to make a change for one user, you still have to select all the other users that are already in the cloud. You need to select all those as well. The change was only made to one user, right? So you have to select all the users who are in the cloud and then go through this. If you select just one user and synchronize, it will take Azure AD Connect will think that, oh, so you don't want any other users there. Okay, thank you. I will delete all the other users and only this user will live there from now on. They will all be sent to deleted items. So do understand this particular, trait or behavior of Azure Ad Directory. So this is something that I wanted to explain, and what I would want you to do is that you go ahead and select one user at your free time and then synchronize it, and check that did the change only happened on that one user, or actually all users are gone and only that user is there, right? So do try this at home. That's another thing that you need to try other than that ticket. So I need to just synchronize all the other users. I'm just gonna put that information here. Okay, so I'm gonna select, either you can select all, but all our information is actually for 300 users is here, exchange users, and we only made a change here. So either you can select all or you can just unselect all and just select exchange users. Currently what we need to achieve is going to still be, we will still be able to do that. So I'll select all. If you want to select all, you can in fact do that as well, where sync all domains and OUs as well, right? But we try to talk about what can and cannot happen. So let's click next. And then all these scenarios here. So suppose you have installed Exchange Server. Anyone has worked on Exchange Server before? Anyone has worked on Exchange Server before?
Yes.
Okay, so Mohammad Awad has worked, and Zaki has worked, okay. And anyone else? Khalid Ibrahim has worked, okay, that's good. Waqas is asking, are we selecting write back option? Waqas, we haven't followed the whole document there. So selecting write back now may not work, but yes, we can select write back here. But that's a ticket that everyone has to go for. That just follow that and then. So, guys, here, so Exchange. Suppose you have an Exchange server installed in your environment, right? If you have an Exchange server, okay, so there's a picture there in WhatsApp, and that's from Tariq, and it says sync status is 29 minutes ago. This is what is available in Office 365 for auto sync, by the way, on premises and Azure. User management. So in Office 365, are you, Tariq, are you saying that? So guys, there's a picture in WhatsApp. Let me just put that picture in here, right? So Tariq, is it there like a user management of what, Azure or Azure AD Connect? Okay, you're talking about Azure AD Connect. So
this is on the admin dashboard of Office 365. And this is basically synchronizing whatever changes that you make on premise to Azure Cloud. So
okay, so
I was thinking that if we have the same thing for our practice instead of manual script.
Does this let you actually schedule the change? because this is just saying add user and edit user, right? And this is Azure Active Directory that is used for Azure IaaS, what we are doing, and also for Office 365. It's supposed to be the exactly same thing. They're not different. Yeah, you're saying?
I'm not sure if it's iOS, but
But what does
I'm
it
not
do? I
sure
mean, like
about
this
that
picture,
one.
what you're saying is that it gives us a report that there was a synchronization, right? So, but what does it? Does it let us change options and schedule options of synchronization as well?
Yes, it does, but it's normally done once you migrate your resources from on-premise to the cloud. But there is an area that you can go and change the schedule. You can decrease it and increase it, but the
Oh yes.
recommended interval is 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, I understand what you're talking about exactly. Thank you for sharing that. I'm gonna show when we go in depth with Azure Active Directory, then I'll take you there as well. But thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
Okay, so definitely, yeah, that's area in administrator. So guys, one thing about Office 365 Active Directory and Azure Active Directory that we are we are starting to work now is that both are exactly the same things. But Office 365 Active Directory is so Azure Active Directory is connected to Office 365, and same type of Azure Active Directory is connected to the Azure Infrastructure as a Service, or IaaS. So yes, you will, whatever you find in Azure Active Directory or Office 365, you will be able to find here as well, in because the product is exactly the same, attached to two different other products of Microsoft. Okay, guys. So here, guys, first of all, if you have installed Exchange Server, the email server in your environment, right, then these options will be enabled. If you don't have an Exchange server or an email server installed in your environment, then you won't have this. You can click here, right? And then again, attribute level, if you want to make any changes there, Azure AD app and attribute filtering. So it just says that by enabling Azure AD app and attribute filtering, the set of synchronized attributes can be tailored to a specific set on a subsequent page of the wizard. So the thing is, attribute levels, when you go there, so you want to change an attribute of password, you want to change the attribute of user logging in. So you can change any type of attributes of any object in Active Directory. So do you want to synchronize that change to Azure Active Directory as well? So this is a bit more in-depth than exactly from schema. So ADSI edit, normally if I go to Active, that's Server Manager here and Tools, and there's an ADSI edit. So here you can also make a change. If I click that and go to right click and connect to and press OK here, and double click, so you don't have to go here, but we can make changes here in the on the attribute level as well, and through other means as well. But ADSI edit can also take you to the schema and other. So if you are making those changes, then this is what you see here. Okay, then password hash synchronization. So this is password hashes. If you only select that, remember that we did not change anyone's password yet here locally, right? So password hash synchronization also lets you synchronize all the other changes. So suppose you select that and you think, oh, this is only for password. Suppose I change the password of user, then I click this option. No, we have changed the department value in the profile of the users, right? But this password hash synchronization will synchronize any changes in the profile as well for the user, and not only just the password. So the wordings, don't go on the wordings, it simply synchronizes everything else for a user, about a user as well. This is password write back. Let's go ahead and click that. Although you know that we haven't configured all the configurations of that article, I have given you that ticket. You need to resolve that before next week's class, which is before next Wednesday, or next Friday. You need to resolve that ticket one and send that document. So the thing is that even if you select write back, right now it's not going to work because of all the other steps that you have to take to implement this feature, right? But password write back just means that if you've changed the password of a synchronized user in the cloud, then you have to write back that information, send back that information here. So if you change user John is account in Azure Active Directory, you change the password here, then password write back, and you want to send that information back here. So then you click that option, but you have to configure the background information, which I sent you the article for, right? So resolve that ticket. It will only be very beneficial to you if you resolve that. If you ignore that, then what's the purpose of even coming here, right? So now is the time to give your 200% and then enjoy the rest of your life with a better job, better paying job soon, right? Okay, so I'm just gonna select that, but I'm telling that right now there's no benefit because we haven't done the other stuff. So group write back, whatever changes you've done in the group for synchronized groups, this is the same thing as a password write back. Suppose you have created a security group here and that is called sales group, right? Sales and it is a security group. Then you synchronize that group. Now you made that changes in sales group up here, and you want those changes to be sent back. So there's a group write back also written there. But this group write back, remember one more thing, is for Exchange server mainly. Although it doesn't say here, this feature is disabled because there is no eligible forest for group write back. Well, we have a forest created here, but it doesn't really. Device write back and group write back are also disabled right now because we haven't fulfilled its prerequisites, and you can see the prerequisites from learn more here as well. But these are some advanced tasks that we should know at least. Directory extension attribute sync. So this is also when you enable this option, custom directory attributes you specify. You can specify your own custom attributes as well or make changes there, will be synchronized to Azure AD. So whatever advanced configurations you're doing on Active Directory, you can send it up to the Azure Active Directory. One wrong move can actually corrupt the directory up there as well. So guys, if you have selected these two options, our main objective is has the profile of 390 users changed or not, right? So if you suppose you uncheck that, it's gonna still work. If you check it, what its purpose is will still not be established because its prerequisites were not still configured. Why I'm clicking it, we don't have to click it, right? But the purpose of this is if you change the password up there, it's gonna send it back here. Right now it's not gonna do that because its prereqs are not done. Okay, still I'm clicking that for no particular reason. You can uncheck that as well. Okay, next. And did the profile of all the users change or not on your side? So that was fast. It's just finished already. So, oh, seriously, did I say finish? Let's click configure now. Let's click configure because there was a button there. Now this will actually do all that stuff, right? So guys, is that done on your side? And how many are taking part in the lab? So try to understand everything. It's gonna happen. It's just think that after that you need to go for an interview and you have to answer everything about all the labs that you're doing here, right? So Amit says done, Vakas says done, Ashraf says done. Okay, 3 are done. So this means that you're all go to random users in Azure Active Directory and rest random 4 or 5 users and check, or 3 or 2 users, and check that they're okay. For me it is done here, completed the configuration. I'm going to go up to Azure Active Directory and I'm just going to refresh it 1,000,000 times. Okay, so Nargis done, Tariq done. 5 done. Cool. So AAD, it's good and secured. Okay, synced. Okay, so Vakas says that. I'm just gonna go to some random user here and check the department value, and there you go. It's not done for me. Woohoo! Okay, it's not done actually. So this is the department value for me, and sometimes it takes time, and sometimes it's done fast. So it depends on if you have Bell internet connection, so it will be done fast. If you have other than Bell, it's not gonna be done. I'm just kidding. Okay, Khalid is also done. Okay, so 6 are done. Yay! Or yay. All right. Nugget says synced. That's very good. Zaki says done. All right. We're talking. This is very good. All right. So, well, it will be done like it's on its way and it's gonna be done, right? So, all right. So what we need to do is once at is done. So that's one thing that we can say right off our checklist there, that yes, the users, synchronized users, this is the way to make changes there. For the synchronized users, this is the way to make changes. And for cloud users, you just directly do that in the cloud. And for synchronized users, you make the changes in the local domain controller. Now comes another task that is critical in production environments, and that is that connect the www.godaddy.com company domain as a tenant to your Azure Active Directory, right? So why this is needed? We talked about that before as well, and the main thing is, suppose you synchronize all the users, user John, user Jack there, user Bob there, right? So all the users have the free domain name that is available there. So the main objective here is we need to get rid of the on Microsoft.com. It's every username is ending with on Microsoft.com. So we do not need that, right? So we need to get rid of that. So suppose user John's email ended with whatever your company domain name is, or whatever you purchased from Godaddy.com. So he used to use that. User John used to use that, and when user John was synchronized up there, his domain name actually ended with on Microsoft.com, and you did not add that company domain as a tenant and attached it to this user. So if the user sends an email with this, nobody will trust, or they will think that this is a hacker, and your business will be disrupted as well. So every company would want to go for this as soon as possible. Hey, change all my users and ending domain name or UPN suffix as the company domain name. So you must have bought that company domain name already from Godaddy.com in the company, obviously. So what we're going to do now is our objective that we need to change this ending domain name of all the users, whether cloud credit users or synchronized users. We need to change this for every one of those users. Now Office 365, where Microsoft is investing really big, so there you can just change that in the cloud directly, but in Azure, I don't know why they did not make that change. What am I talking about? So let's try to check step by step. What is the first step that we need to take? How to add a domain registrar purchase domain as a tenant to Azure? Chetan says mine still save syncing setting. Oh, still syncing setting. Okay. So Chetan, it may be a bit slow, but ultimately one day, Monday or Sunday, it's gonna be done. So this means that Sunday is first coming, so check on that day, and then Monday, then check on that day as well, right? Just kidding. Okay, so here, but yeah, sometimes they're just slow, and you can just keep an eye on that. So guys, the first step is open. So log in from your www.godaddy.com domain, right? Log in from your godaddy.com account. Go ahead and do that now. Okay. Second thing is that let's go to Azure Active Directory. and then domains, right? And start the wizard from there. So we understand the objective, why we're doing that, and the benefits why we do that. That also is critical, and it's clear. Hopefully it's clear to everyone. So this is something that they can ask in the interview, or they will expect you to troubleshoot if they already have configured that when you join the company. So you need to know now inside out how it is done, right? So let us go ahead.
Do I need, sir? Do I need to create a website? I create domain in the Godaddy, but I didn't configure it. Just is the name.
Yeah, it's
It
we just need
no.
the name for 1 year.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
So I'm just gonna go to that godaddy.com domain now here, and okay. So here I'm just gonna click that. Okay. So godaddy.com, and then I'll just log in now. And oh, I'm already logged in, but not to this one. I'll log out to, and yeah, this one. Okay, once you're logged into the Godaddy domain, so where we should be going for Active Directory, Azure AD domain services, exactly. So first of all, in Godaddy domain, where you should be going for. In fact, let me just write that too. Inside Godaddy.com, when you go there, so go to DNS Management Page. So I'll show you where it is, or hopefully you will be able to find that on godaddy.com. You need to go to its DNS management page, right? And you need to stay there then. So I'm just gonna go to Godaddy sign in. Oh, it's confirming it is. Oh, seriously, it has my old phone number. Okay. Oh, thank God it accepts my email as well. So and I'm just checking my one time. Okay. So I'm logged in now, and where should I go? So if you go on the top right and you see that your name there, right? Your name. So here, when you go there to, then you can see my products, right? So basically, we need to go to the DNS management of your domain name that you purchased there. I'm gonna click that my products here. Azure Ad Connect expires in the next 35 days. No. Okay, so guys, whichever domain you purchase, make sure that auto renewal is unchecked, right? Okay. Cloudnow.buzz. Hopefully, so I have these two domains here, and I'm gonna go to the domain name that I have, cloudnow.buzz, and I'm gonna click the manage here, manage, right? So if I click the, oh sorry, there's a DNS. Ugh, seriously, sorry. So cloudnow.buzz and DNS. I need to go to the DNS management page because there's a mucho importante thing we need to do here. So guys, this is the page where you need to be. Everyone, those who are following, make sure you're on this page. DNS management, cloudnow.buzz. And if you're on this page where you can see A records, CNAME records, MX records, start authority, SRV records, text records, right? So all this, these names should be here, and ignore what I'm doing right now. Okay, I just removed a TXT record from a previous class. So okay, and MX record is also credited there, but anyway. So if you're on this page, hopefully everyone's on this page, so stay on this page. That's good. That's the first thing we need to do. And second thing is, now we're gonna start the wizard of adding this, your company official domain name. Suppose this is your company's official domain name, and you want to add that to all the users, right? John at cloudnow.buzz. right? So now keep it open and let's go to our Azure Active Directory. Inside our Azure Active Directory, I'm going to go to portal menu, this one, portal menu, and then I'm going to go down to Azure Active Directory here, portal menu, Azure Active Directory here. Then once inside Azure Active Directory, we can go down to this custom domain names. Exactly. So custom domain names here, right? Custom domain names. So in Azure Active Directory and then custom domain names. Once you click the custom domain names, so ignore that I have multiple, but you will have one domain name that ends with the free domain name called .onmicrosoft.com. And that is your default domain as well right now, right? So we don't want that. So now there's a add custom domain. Hopefully everyone's there. Add custom domain. So let's click that add custom domain, right? And then we're going to click this custom domain name here, which is whatever domain name you purchased there. So I'm just going to go to godaddy.com, and yes, this is the exact domain name I'm going to copy here, or you can just type there just to make sure that the spellings are correct. It is not case sensitive. Just make sure it is spelling sensitive, right? So it is cloudnow.buzz here for me, and hopefully you have put in your domain name as well, right? So if you have added that domain name, now the wizard will start and it will try to confirm that are you the owner or are you putting somebody else's domain here. So let's click that add domain. So now, are you kidding me? Domain name added already? Seriously, I just started. Okay, so you should be all seeing this option here, right? So this page, the purpose of this page is that are you the actual owner of that domain, or are you adding somebody else's domain? So they want a proof that you have physical access to that DNS management console. This means you own that. If you have the username and password for that, you own it, right? So they're saying that, hey, create this txt record with this unique information that was generated with unique number here. Just go ahead and copy this information. I'm just gonna click copy to clipboard. See this? Only copy this, right? And so Mustafa says I could not find DNS management and adding domain. Oh, so Mustafa, adding domain has to be done in Azure, and DNS management has to be done in Godaddy.com. So Tariq says check under DNS Zone. So first, you should be on DNS management in Godaddy.com. So are you logged into Godaddy.com? No. So DNS management has to be Godaddy.com, right? You need to create a text record here in Godaddy.com, so Microsoft will know that you're the owner of this domain. Otherwise, they won't let you go ahead. So you have to go to Godaddy.com and oh, okay. So you have some other domain registrar, Hostinger. Okay. Yeah. So why was I insisting that it should be Godaddy.com? Because I have my shares in that company. Just kidding. So no, it's because Microsoft has collaboration with GoDaddy.com. What does that mean? Because Microsoft says that if you purchase it with GoDaddy.com, it's mentioned on Microsoft's site as well. That if you have a domain purchased from GoDaddy.com, they will automatically create DNS records there for you, right? But if you have any other domain registrar, so then I don't know if Microsoft has a collaboration there, and then they can also you can also, yeah, it could be any domain registrar first of all that you can connect to. It's just that is it, are you able to do that automatically or not? So Mustafa has shared a screenshot here, and oh. Oops. Oh, Mustafa, do you see your domain there first of all? If you don't see a domain there, did you buy that? Okay, so you have bought a domain, right? First thing. Second thing is, do you see DNS written in front of it? Do you see manage written in front of it? So you need to just click that DNS, or you need to click that management only, right? Or we just have to dig down deep. So this is where we go when we need to create new tenant using AAD. So Vikas has shared something, and I'll just put that here. Where's here? So Azure Active Directory overview groups. But yeah, this is exactly, this is we can start from here as well, or you can start from there, wherever you want. This is up to you. It works both ways. You can go to Azure Ad Connect here, or you can go to custom domain, wherever you want to start from. But if it was, you were showing that for Mustafa, so okay, so Mustafa should have seen that then. So Mustafa, are you able to search your domain name and then, or just buy a domain from Godaddy for $1? Yeah, it is just $1.20. Okay, okay. So let's okay. So yeah, okay. You can cache later for this particular tenant adding lab, because after that you can still join with other labs. Okay, so here, but I can just repeat that when you log into this, if you have bought that domain, so there's a My Products you need to go for, and in My Products, when you see the domain name there, under the domains, so I can see my domain name here, and I can see DNS and Manage. So then I went to DNS. If the DNS and Manage are not showing, maybe the purchase has not been completed yet, you can open the ticket with Godaddy.com as well. That's why I'm not seeing that. So guys, I'm gonna go to this cloudnow.buzz, and in Azure. Hopefully you're in Azure, so go ahead and copy this. So we need to create a text file there in DNS management, or we need to copy an MX file, mail exchanger file there in DNS management of Godaddy.com. So let's go for text. They don't anyone you choose. It doesn't really matter which one you choose. They just want to prove that they need a proof that do you own that domain or not. If you have access to DNS management, yes, it will be a proof that you own that domain. So let's click that, copy, and now we're about to create a text record for Azure. So I'm just going to go back to this. So if you're on DNS management page here, this one, so go further down here, down, and click add, right? Click that button. So once you click the add button here, you can go to select type here. See this? Select type, and you can create all kinds of DNS records, resource records here. So we can go to the TXT resource record, right? Once we go for TXT resource record, Control V. So there's that MX equals MS634. So this is a unique generated number created for me. Hopefully obviously your number is different. So here in host, just put the @ sign. So it will just this means it's pointing to this, and back there, if I go, what is this 1 hour written here in TTL, or time to live? So if I go there, TTL is 3600 seconds. 3600 seconds is 1 hour, right? So if we go there, it's 1 hour here, and it's 3600 there, and Ivana says verification successful already. So that's very good. So if you have done exactly all this, click save. So add just means that point to it. So, or search me, it's me, or hey, it's me here, right? So that's what @ means. It's me. Just search for me. You have to put some value there. So let's click save. Once you click save, the TXT record has been created, and this unique value Microsoft has to verify. So it's going to send a packet to Godaddy.com. If it finds that value here, it will know that you're the owner, and it will let you add this domain as a tenant to Azure Active Directory, right? So I'm just going to go back to cloudnow.buzz. Well, Chintan says we can type anything instead of at. Well, yeah, I'm just better follow the documentation. But yes, if you want, you can try to type that. I have to make sure also that if you type this something other than at, will it really work? Although it could work, yes, but I'm not sure about that. I'm just following the documentation. So host is godaddy.com. Host is godaddy.com. Yes, Sandeep. The domain where the domain is hosted by godaddy.com. Domain is purchased from a domain registrar, and it is hosted by godaddy.com. And we've created a record here, so we could prove to Azure that we are the owner of this domain. Azure will not actually do anything with this text record. It just is proving that we are the owner of this domain because we have access to DNS management of this domain. I'm just going to go back here and click verify. So there you go. It's verified, and that was fast. Okay, serious. So there's that verify here. Now you also see, hopefully you all see that verify here now, and you can also see here that it shows download Azure AD Connect. So this means that we could have done that whole process of Azure AD Connect after first adding the domain, or as we did that we first did all the users, synchronize all the users, and then we're coming to add the domain. But I'm going to show you the whole process. Even if you did it afterwards, then how do we do the next steps? Well, and what are the next steps? I'm going to be showing that. But first of all, can we add that domain? Not only that we are able to add the domain, you can see that there's a make primary return here as well, right? So we can make it primary. This means that any new cloud user that you create should get this domain that you've added from godaddy.com, right? Okay. So let's click that make primary. And do you want to make cloudnow.buzz or whatever domain you have there that you bought from godaddy.com? Just go ahead and press yes. So now it is successfully added to our as a tenant in Cloud Active Directory. But this is not the main purpose. Main purpose is, can we attach this official company name as the UPN suffix or ending name of every user, every employee of the company, their email, their UPN, user principal name, suffix, or ending name of the domain should end with the official company domain name. So we need to attach this to all the users now. And let's go ahead. Hopefully that is done by everyone, and you have made it primary as well, right? Let's go back to portal menu again. This one, portal menu again. You can press the back button to go to Azure Active Directory, or go from portal menu to Azure Active Directory. Click that Azure Active Directory and go to users. Hopefully everyone's there. So there are three things that we need to test here, and that is, once the domain is added to Azure AD as a tenant, then test the following, and that is that can we map this new domain to a new cloud user. Then can we map this domain to an existing cloud user? Still cloud user. Okay, existing. Then can we map this domain to existing synchronized users? So we need to test these three things now, right? So the first two are easy, but the third one is kind of tricky. And let us go ahead and try to test all these. So if we have done all this, once domain is added, okay, until here we have done, right? Now we need to test all this. If we go back here, so what we can do is that we can just create a new user here. Let's go to the new user. and there's a create user, right? Once we go to the new user and click create user, hopefully you're following, and then let's just create a new user. So as soon as you create your first name, user 0, I think I have a your first name user 01 already. Oh no, I don't have. So what you see here is that cloudnow.buzz or whatever domain you've added as, and you made it primary, so it is already showing there, and you have a choice of other domains as well, the other free domain and the official domain. You still have that choice, you get whatever you select. So yes, the new user sees the new domain already. So let's just quickly create that. Name is yeah, your first name, and then again your first name and last name, and we're not going to log into this user. Just keep it auto generated password, and whatever the password is, we don't have to really log in. We're just creating some user there, right? So, and I'll stick no groups here and no roles here as well. I'm not giving a role. This means it's a end user, right? And the only thing user location is, so it is Canada, so I'm just going to type here Canada, right? So this is how we can create just some user. Job title, department, whatever. So I just gave a name here. I gave again the name, and didn't change anything else other than Canada. So go ahead and click create. Right. Oops. So yes, so this is how we can give a new domain name to a new user. But then
Question, very fast question. If we can create a user from here, why we create Active Directory?
If we can create users from here, then
Yeah, what the reason to create Active Directory in the on-premises?
oh, that is to make a copy of what you will see in the production environment.
Just only for copy?
No, it's suppose you join a new job, right? So majority of the companies will have a local Active Directory there, and they will have Azure Active Directory as well, or they will hire you to actually create this whole environment. So, and they will always have a local Active Directory, right? So we just made a replica of what you will see in today's production environment, which is a hybrid environment, right?
Okay, so yeah, okay, so now we add another Active Directory. If I want to sync the user, I need to go to Active Directory to change the Active Directory domain name for that Godaddy to all users in Active Directory and then resync again.
Yes.
Okay. But in this case, if I change from there, I change domain from Active Directory, like what we did, right click properties and we change the domain name. How can user log locally to domain that we have on premises?
Yes. So changing the domain in on-premises Active Directory does not hinder or stop the users from day-to-day login. It will accept that second domain name as if it was the first domain name, or the day-to-day tasks will not be disrupted. Authorization will not be disrupted. You can just change the domain name to anything you want, and the users will still carry on logging in the way they were, even after changing the local Active Directory's domain name. And I'm going to show you now. Cool. Okay. So there are other comments there as well. Shiva says for predefined ones with all configurations. Okay, so maybe you were answering the question on the audio. Okay, so Vikas says new user have only user principal name and not identity issuer. Why is that? Okay, new user has only principal name but not identity issuer.
Sorry, never mind. I just never mind because it popped up after I refreshed. It's good now.
Okay, yeah, after refresh, it's just showing there. Okay, so Shiva says answer the question. Thank you. And from I just popped up. Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't read the rest of it. So okay, guys, here we create the new user, right? And now what we need to do is whatever users are already created before we added the domain as a tenant. So we have just one global admin user, right? So let's change the domain of the global admin user. We have that user already created before adding the tenant. So let's change the user cloud users which was already existing. So where's that user? Your first name GA. If I just put that, oh, there's my global admin, which is an existing user and has an old domain name. I'm going to go here. I hope everyone is going there, and go ahead and change its domain name to the new domain name now. I'll give you 2 minutes for that. This is called what is it called? Task. So task 1, I'm going to give you 2 minutes to change the existing cloud created users domain from old domain to new domain. If you're done within 2 minutes, type they're done. If not, then wait for me. After 2 minutes, I'm going to show you. But you know, be used to getting challenged and then you know, try to figure it out. So this is the practice of how to figure out this. So your time has started already. This is a task where you change the domain of an existing cloud created user, not the synchronized users, cloud created user, existing domain from old domain to the new domain. If anyone's done, go ahead and type done. Otherwise, please try to figure out first. You got 1 minute and 40 seconds. Doot. Anyone figured out already? Existing cloud user, cloud created user, not synchronized. You got 1 minute and 20 seconds. Doot. Oh, she was done. Okay, that's good. Usman is done. Vikas is done. Not bad. That's great, guys. 3 only. That's you got 1 minute left. Dude. So dig down deep, figure it out. Okay, there's a picture posted on net on has shown. Okay, Shiva is showing the picture, and yep. If I show that, so yep, it's changed from to the custom domain from the onmicrosoft.com. Anyone else who is done? Shouldn't be a drop down, Zaki is asking. No, Zaki, there's no drop down, and thanks to Azure, this is a very weird way that Azure has allowed us to change that. Why it's manually exactly? Chintan is asking. This is the way. It's by design. It sucks, right? So Mohammed Awad is done. Chintan is done. And okay, there's a phone coming, but I'm teaching, guys. Sorry if it's anyone from your side. Otherwise, obviously, it's someone else, I guess. So Mohammed is done. Imane, Tariq, Ahmed, Zaki are all done. Okay, that's good, guys. Olufemi says my domain didn't verify, so I will do it later. Oh, okay. So Olufemi, did you use that domain to be added to somewhere else as well? Like maybe you've all used Office 365 and you added there, or any other Microsoft product. Did you use this domain for any other Microsoft product other than Azure? Then it will not be verified, and it will actually tell you that which old subscription this domain is added to, or then the text record or the value is not correct. Or third thing could be this very slow internet. It could be that too, right? Just could. Okay, so guys, your time, you got 10 minutes. Oh, 10 seconds, sorry, 10 minutes. Seriously, are you kidding me? So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's go ahead. So here, what we need to do is we can click that edit here for the cloud created existing user. I'll click edit here, and then yes, this is the weirdest way ever, is that you select the whole thing, and then I'll just put my domain name cloudnow.buzz, and yes, this really is weird. So then I'll click anywhere else. It should be a drop down for existing users as well, and save. now you're gonna see, well, that's what, exactly I used it for Office 65. Oh, Olufemi, so you have to remove it from Office 65 if that was really old time, many days and months ago. So then hopefully you can still sign into that. I was stuck with one domain like that, and I had to give it up. Just make sure that go to godaddy.com or wherever you purchase that and uncheck that auto renewal for that domain, right? And just purchase another $1 domain, right? And just do this stuff. Cool. All right, guys, let's go ahead and existing. If we go for that scenario here, oh yeah, guys. So let's take that break. We're gonna go for the third one. Third scenario is much longer, so let's take a break first of all. And this scenario is longer, and there are many aspects to that. In Office 5, they made it very simple. Here, I don't know why they did not spend that kind of money. Anyway, so guys, break, and we're gonna come back at 8:20. We need to do a lot, so please be back. Okay, muting now, and let's come after the break. Resuming. Oh, okay. So we're back from the break, and let us continue now. So there's that comment by Khalid. Sir, please can you repeat the last step? I just purchased the domain name and configured it and created a new user. My first new. Can it be the second step? Khalid says last step, and Mustafa is saying second step. Third step is done. Oh, Khalid has got it already. Wow, that was fast. And Mustafa says second step. Now, what step is second step? So, well, if you can elaborate a little which exact step you're talking about. If I go to Azure Active Directory, so Mustafa, in your notes, second step, I guess. Oh, in my notes. Can we map this domain to an existing cloud user? Oh, okay. So this one. All right, thank you. So if we go for users, and then you have to go for your first MGA, which is the global administrator. So that's the existing user, and then click here. Then go ahead and click on that user. You must have put it on search, and hopefully you got it. And you go inside. So you just have to click this edit button here. And once you click the edit button, then you have to check where is the user principal name and change that domain name to exactly after @ whatever you purchased in godaddy.com. That which you can type here and click save. Oh, great, thank you. Welcome. All right, let us go ahead, guys. Now what we need to do is okay. So yeah, I was just trying to go for Italiano. Okay, so here now what we need to do was the third step here, guys. And yep. No. Okay, right click and mute all. Oh, okay. So yeah. So we were going for the third step, and can we map this domain to existing synchronized users? So let's do that now. Yay. Or yay. So here, if we go back, so we got all the synchronized users as well. And there's Asha Bihari, there's Alan Reed, there's Alana Shaw. So we go to any other account there. So our Alan Reed, if I go there, so we go down there, we know the same story there that, okay, we can't make that change here. So there's that edit button here, and I want to change this domain name for synchronized users. All right, Mohammed says third lap done as well. Map, woohoo, that's great. Waqas' third step is done. Oh man, Mohammad Awad and Waqas are on spaceship, and we are all on tricycles right now. Okay, so here we need to change that. So I'm just going to click that edit button here, and there you go. Now we can go ahead and not change anything. Okay, so we can't change it here. So this means that we have to do that in our on-premises domain controller. So let us go there and make that change. So that's very strange here that we cannot make it here. So guys, in Office 365, Azure Active Directory, the synchronized accounts domain can also be changed on like in the Azure Active Directory, Cloud Active Directory, right? But here, if we check that out, that feature should be here as well, and we don't have to go down to the on-premises domain controller. We should be able to change it from here as well, and the whole domain, right? So can we change that domain if I just select there Aisha Bihari, suppose, and then bulk activities or previous features? If we go to guard feedback, so not much options there that I see, right? So change domain option does not show there. So let's go back to our child domain. Did I say child domain? Yeah, let's go back to our on-premises. So now all the 390 users in this diagram that you have, all 390 users here, these guys, you need to change their domain and then again synchronize that change to Azure Active Directory, right? So how do we do that? So let us go ahead, and all the users domain need to be changed now, right? So if we go back to our Azure Active Directory here, right? And let's hopefully everyone is there in the local on-premises Active Directory. I'm gonna click exit here, and did you see that yellow book already open? So this is the on-premises Active Directory icon. So just click that, or if you have closed it, then in Server Manager you can go to Tools and go to Active Directory Users and Computers. So if we click that, so you can see that it's your first name domain dot local here, and if I go to Exchange Users, so what is the domain of these users right now? Obviously whatever you see here as the domain name. So if you're in the Exchange Users and you double click any random user here, suppose Alan Reed, the second on the top, Alan Reed, and then go to account information. So Exchange Users in the domain, then any of the users double click and then go to the account tab. You can see a lot of tabs here, account tab, and you can see that there's that your first name domain dot local. Now we don't want this domain to be there for all the synchronized users. So in Office 365 again, Microsoft has done some more investment there, so you can actually change their domain, synchronized users domain, in cloud as well, Azure Active Directory. But here we have to come down here to do that. Now we don't have any option here, right? So let's try to get that domain here as well. Whatever you purchased in Godaddy.com, you need to get this domain here as well, or write that domain here as well. Now, first thing, do we have to actually map the Godaddy domain to our this on-premises environment as well? No, we don't have to map our Godaddy domain here. We're just gonna put that name manually ourselves here without connecting to any outside environment. What am I talking about? So see this? Let's go to Server Manager here, right? Server Manager, and then there is Tools, right? And then there's a Active Directory, Domains and Trusts. I hope everyone's able to find that, those who are following. So let's click that Active Directory, Domains and Trusts here. We just need to give another name to our domain, another name other than the name that we have already given. So this is your first name domain.local. But in my case, the GoDaddy domain name is cloudnow.buzz or cloudbuzz.now or cloudnow.buzz. Seriously, I'm always confused with that. So I'll just go back and check it out. So it's cloudnow.buzz. Okay, got it. So your first name domain.local. If we right click on top of this area here, if we right click this top area in Active Directory domains and trusts, so you can and go to properties, right? So right click on top of this and go to properties. So it shows you, hey, do you want to put an alternative UPN suffix? So what does this Martian language means in English? So I have a Martian translator here as well. So in Martian it says, right? So in English it means this is the ending part of the domain. UPN suffix just means ending part of the domain, right? Oh, okay, there you go. Those. Thank you, Sandeep. So here, guys, what you can do here is, if you don't want to use your first name domain.local, then you can just put another alternate name here. So I'm gonna go for cloudnow.buzz. You're gonna go for whatever your domain name that you purchased from godaddy.com, right? Because all the usernames, including the synchronized usernames, must be exactly having the same domain name, right? So cloudnow.buzz, if you have put that there, and let's click add, right? So just make sure that it is exact spellings as of the domain that you purchased in godaddy.com. And then once you have put in that information here, then click apply and OK, right? So apply and OK. So now when you have this alternate UPN suffix or alternate ending domain name configured here, so we're just gonna minimize this or close this. Better close this, right? We don't need that anymore. Hopefully you were all able to do that. So then we're gonna go to that yellow book again now. What is that? Active Directory, users and computers, or in tools and Active Directory users and computers. This one. So because it is already open here, so I'm just first going to go to domain and refresh just a few million times. Refresh, right? And then I'm gonna go to exchange users. I just want to check, do these users have that choice of changing the domain name now or not? So if I go to exchange users and go to any random user, and I always go to Ellen Reed, I don't know why, double click that and go to account, right? And once you go to account and drop down, there you go. Now you got the exact name here as well for all the users. And Mohammed Awad had asked that question, very good question there at that time, way back, that if we do change the domain name, now these users suppose were employees for 10 years here, and they've been logging in from Windows XP machines, Windows 7 machines, Windows 10 machines with this domain name, and now you're changing it to this name. So will they not be able to log in anymore from their on-premises Windows 10 client machines? So domain name change does not affect their authentication authorization procedure. The way they were logging in till yesterday, they will be able to still keep on logging in today and onwards as well with that change. So we see that there is an option of this domain name. How about we don't change it now, and yeah.
I just want to know that in Active Directory domain and trust, we just selected SMAN, like our domain.local, and then which option we did select?
Yeah, see this? I'm just going to go Active Domains and Trust. See this? Right click here on the top and then go for properties.
Yep.
And
Okay.
yeah, you can type in add.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. So let's click that. Cancel. Because I added that, so I'm going to click cancel. You will be pressing OK. So close that. And yeah. So then now, guys, we understand what we're doing. Hopefully we're understanding, because understanding is the most important thing. Then the second next best thing is how to do it, right? So if the first best most important thing is done, understanding what we're doing and why we're doing that, then let's go for the second most important, how to do it. So I'm gonna select the top user here. We need to change that for all the users, and then we need to synchronize it. That's all, right? We did that before as well. So Control A here to select all the users. Right click on this blue area here, and click Properties and click Properties, and then we go to Account. Once we go to Account here, then this is the only option we need to change for all the users. So that is UPN suffixes, and it's a bulk change now. So we can just go down to cloud.download.buzz. So this is the bulk change we're doing for all users. If anyone is just right beside this and missed it, so let me know. And apply, and okay. So now the domain of or and so UPN suffix, stick to terminology here. Hopefully UPN suffix of all the users here has changed. So I'm just going to go random here. I'm going to go to any one user here, down here, double click Andrew O'Donnell, and I'll click account here, and I see, oh, cloud.buzz has changed, yay. So every end user's UPN suffix or ending domain name is changed, right? So if it is done, then click the domain name and refresh just a few million times. So now send this change up to the cloud. Yay! Hopefully everyone was able to do that. So you need to minimize this and minimize that. Oh, why is it open still? Okay, I'll cancel that. So now you need to do the same step you did before, and that is double click here, Azure AD Connect. Hopefully everyone's there. Right? And then configure, and then customize synchronization option. So we know this option, right? Customize synchronization. Done and saying. Tariq says, woohoo, way to go, man. So I'll click that. Customize synchronization options and click next. Sync clone otherwise. Okay, done. 2 guys are done. So we know the drill here. Just put small XYZ, capital XYZ, shift 1, 2, 3.
He changed the username.
Ah, man, there you go. Thank you, Mohammad. So, guys, there you go. Zaki also says that. Will it sync without changing? Now, it will never let you even go ahead if we don't put the correct domain name there. Exactly. It's not going to sync. So if the domain name isn't, yeah, so suppose you were thinking that, oh, that previous domain name is still there, it's not like deleted from there, right? So no, whatever is the current login domain name there, only that has to be placed there. So in my case now, it will be cloudnow.buzz. So please change that, and thank you for timely reminder there. Oh, Iman is done, Kaz done, and Khalid and Muhammad Awad and Tariq has done. All right. So I'm just going to go for, just make sure that your Godaddy domain name is there, because remember we changed it to test for existing users, cloud existing users, how to change there. So we changed it. It's not going to work without that. So let's click next. And there you go. Username password is incorrect. What? Okay, cloudnow.buzz. Yeah, and maybe I have placed small XYZ, capital XYZ, shape 1, 2, 3, large shape 1, 2, 3. And next, there you go. Again, wrong. Seriously? Okay. I'm just gonna go for I think small ABC, capital ABC, shape 1, 2, 3, large shape 1, 2, 3. It would be that then. Are you kidding me? Cloudnow.buzz. Was it that? Because I manually wrote that, right? So it's XYZ. Oops, sorry. Yeah, that's what I was putting before 2 times, and then it didn't work. Then I went for. Okay, so guys saying, how about this user account, Dns service account? Oh, okay, we'll talk about that right after this. Let me just T-shoot and go ahead. There's a picture there in WhatsApp that we need to check out as well. Okay, so I'm just gonna go for your first name, GA, and cloud now.buzz. Oh, I changed the wrong dude here. So I was supposed to change this. Okay, this one is still an old one. Okay, I'll still change it. I created two actually. One from previous course was there. So cloud now dot buzz. Save. Alright. That's for on-premises machine. Oh, on-premises machine. Yeah. Well. It better to put if you want to put the domain name, it's gonna be the new one now. But even if you put the other domain name, yes, it's gonna still work. It should work, but
So my question was, if a local user logs in with the new UPN name, will it authenticate? Well, so what would be the Active Directory's reaction on that?
Exactly.
Because we went to add it manually, right?
Yeah. So normally what happens is that authentication and authorization does not change if you give alternate UPN suffix. The authentication and authorization remains the same. It's not affected. It's not disrupted. But my suggestion would be to create a Windows 10 machine, join it to domain, and then test it on that. But it works. So let's click next. And there you go again, cloud now.bus. Seriously, am I kidding me? Cloud now.bus. Okay. X.
Check the password, please.
X, Y, Z. Sorry, that was. It was X, Y, Z. Yeah. All right, thank you. So guys, I'm ahead now, finally, and then I'm gonna click next here. And yeah, so it's all the users there, sync all domains and OUs, but we know that the only user that we want to sync are all there in Exchange OU. There's only one OU there. And yes, its password has synchronization, and I'll click next and then configure. So guys, is it already done for everyone? Yes. Okay, that's very good. Anyone stuck? All right, so when? Pretty much everyone's done. Are you kidding me? All right. Yay. So this is the new domain should be showing there, right? So if the new domain is showing there, you're good. Very good. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I cannot see my new domain. It just shows me old domain, like local one, the local.
So Osman,
domain and OU filtering.
was this done? Like, do you see the configuration complete wording there at the on-premises?
I'm in Connect. Wait a minute. I'm just in domain OU filtering one.
So okay, again, then let's visit that. So you're saying that in domain controller, your end users, when you check that and go to account, the drop down is not showing the new domain. Is that what you're saying?
No. The drop down is showing me the new domain, like new domain here. But in Azure AD Connect.
So you went through all this, and it hasn't.
Yeah, I went through all this. Okay. Yeah. So in Azure AD Connect, if you go to Azure AD Connect.
Oh, okay. So all the domains are not there. I mean, like the users are with the old domain. That's what you're saying, right?
No, not here, not in the portal. Like Azure AD Connect in machine in our domain control.
Oh, okay. Where do you go in Azure AD Connect? So I'll just go down and exit.
Yeah. So you can. No. Yeah. Open it.
And then configure.
Yeah.
And third one. And next. So here, did you change the domain here?
Yeah.
Okay. And you were able to go
Yeah. Change the domain name. And then password.
Okay. XYZ 1 2 3 1 2 3 Okay.
Yeah. Here I cannot see that in the directory type. Yeah, in there here in the forest. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, like it will still put that change even if it's not showing here because it's not a second domain. It's just an alternate name for that for the same domain. So that's why it is not showing there. If it doesn't show there, it doesn't matter. You can keep going ahead.
Does it show to you? Does it show to you if you
Oh,
go to
okay.
previous?
You want me to drop down here?
No, you like it's the same. It's the same
It's the
thing.
same thing. So normally, well, if I go for cloud now dot buzz, write it myself here and click add directory. So then it is asking create a new AD account for that. So well, it's just saying that what account do you want to make that change. But what I'm saying is that we don't have to go through that. It just works fine, and the objective will be still established without actually making that change, right?
So do we need to add the new domain, add the new directory, or just go with the older one?
Older one is okay. You can go with the older one. It's gonna work. Yeah. And then the next finish. Yeah, that's it.
And here you can just see one domain, right? Because we didn't add it. All right.
So we don't
Okay.
have to specially have to see that for this to work. So it's just another name for that. But yes, if you have a suppose child domain, Toronto dot your first name domain dot local, then you must see it here. If it's a totally separate domain. But just the two names of the same domain, then it works fine even if the second name is not showing here. Right? Okay. Let's just click next. All right. Okay, there are some chat there as well. This for your on-prem, it will remain same. Yeah, I'm on it, but I didn't do that and it works. What? Oh yeah, this adding domain and refreshing. Yes, we don't have to do that, and it works without that because it's not a totally separate domain. It's not a child domain. It's just another name of the domain. So while this name is selected, yes, it will work fine. You don't have to really change it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, but that's a good question. Yeah. So guys, this is if you have changed the domain, so we can go to the list here, and we can see that. Well, okay. So you have all seen that. I haven't confirmed that, but my users are already like you know, hundreds of times I've done that now with different classes. So oh, there you go. Cloudnow.buzz is here for every user. Alan Reed has cloudnow.buzz. Oh, Alan Reed does not have it. Okay, Asha Bihari has that. Okay, guys. So let us go ahead and it might just appear later or one day, Monday or Sunday, but that's how it is. Yep.
In optional features, we didn't select any box, right? In optional features,
No, just
and
the
as Active Directory AD Connect.
just the default one. Okay, guys. So this is the third objective here for the synchronization. Now we need to go for some deep dive into Azure Active Directory as well, because that's where we started. So the next topic would be Azure Active Directory. So what we were able to do that here was that we were able to not only synchronize the users, but to change their free domain name to official company domain name. And we understand also in a hybrid environment that you can also synchronize any changes there if you want. Now, one student was asking that, hey, where's that script? Do you have that script where you can just put that on 3-hour schedule, right? So that script I have somewhere, and I forgot that where it is. So I kept on searching that the script where you can, but this is something that you can get from internet as well. It's not that difficult. Many students were able to find that script that will let you simply synchronize all the users every 3 hours, every 2 hours, every 1 hour, whatever hours you want to put, right? So ticket 2 is search from Google the script that will let you sync any / all changes on on-prem Active Directory, on-prem AD to Azure Cloud every 3 hours. It must be a working one, so every 3 hours. Many students were able to search it, customize it, and made it work and create those step-by-step screenshots. But the thing is that that was something that they really worked hard on. So the thing is, it's not that difficult if your boss had given that task to you in the production environment. So what you do, you can do it now. And try to resolve these ticket 1, ticket 2. You have the weekend as well. It's just a few search, but it's not that you can copy paste just whatever you search from some groups there. You have to make sure it actually works. So just put the time span to, instead of 3 hours, to half an hour or 15 minutes or 10 minutes, and check that and make a change. After that, quickly make some changes there in the accounts, and after 10 minutes it should automatically run, and those changes should be up there, right? So this is a script that you must have. It should be working, and just like previous course students, they were able to do that. Majority of them were able to do that, so you should also do that. In fact, let me just put those ticket 1 and 2 on here in WhatsApp as well, so you don't have to search them in LMS, although I will create that LMS area as well. So guys, let's go back to our next, well, it's still not next, it's the Azure Active Directory. So let's try to go ahead, let's explore all of it. Yes?
So I just have one more.
Can I ask before? Go ahead.
Yeah, I just need to know that do we need to change the principal name to to the new domain manually, or it shows like, because in like I went to Aisha Bihari and it shows that she's a member of like new domain, but I cannot see the principal, like the principal name is same.
Yeah, the name Aisha or Bihari would be the same, but it's just that the domain name, the ending domain name should be like this. So it should, whatever your domain name after @ sign should be there. So if it looks like that, then this was the objective that we wanted to achieve.
But if we see the principal name, if you go back and see the principal name in Aisha Bihari, is it the same or not? I just want to see.
Yeah, principal name is
Okay, so it's same on Amir Salam.
for
All right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like here, yeah, I cannot see the new domain with in here in just here, just under the user principal name.
Oh, you cannot see that name there? Oh, that's strange. Refresh again and it should show. Just refresh, keep refreshing. Sometimes one refresh is not enough. Actually, majority of the time one refresh is not enough. It's gonna take like some time to keep refreshing every page.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Mr. Ahmed, can I ask a question, please? Yeah, for the group, you said that we can synchronize also the group and the email. If I have group for email, so does the Active Directory on Azure can understand or read the group specification, like group scope or group type, like security or distribution group for email? It can understand that. Let's say in Active Directory, I create group contain 100 users, and group type is distribution for the email, and I want to transfer this group to Azure for the email purpose. So does the Active Directory Azure understand the group scope and group type?
So for Active Directory, it will understand. So I'm just going to go to group now, and this is the Exchange users, and there's a new here, and there's a group here, right? So hopefully everyone knows where to create a group in on-premises Active Directory. I'm just there now. So if I click that, so there are types of groups there. Security group, obviously it will understand, because that's what you can create in Azure Active Directory as well. But when it comes to distribution lists or email groups there, so if the Exchange server is attached to your Azure Active Directory, now that's possible in Office 365. So obviously if that's an email or distribution group, we want to have it in the cloud as well, so we would go for then Office or Microsoft 365, we can say, or Office 365. We will then choose that one. IaaS or Infrastructure as a Service Azure is not there for distribution group because you don't see Exchange server connected to that Active Directory. So Microsoft exactly has Office 365 Exchange Online plus Azure Active Directory there also connected for exactly this purpose. Then we would go that way, right? So many companies have Azure IaaS, which we have now, which we are working on, and then they have Office 365 as well. So both subscriptions are there, both have Active Directory. Wherever they want to distribute, they want to synchronize the group for distribution lists, which are email groups, then you can synchronize it to the Azure Active Directory that is connected to Office 365. And if you have just a security group, you can just connect to both Office 365 Azure Active Directory and or this Azure Cloud Active Directory. So, but distribution is specifically for Office 365 because Exchange Online is connected there. Okay, guys. So here, and well, that's one thing. And second thing, was that the question? Okay, so that's it, right? Okay. So let us go ahead, guys. And now what we need to do is, what are we doing? Yeah. So if I just check that objective, yeah. So let's explore all the features of AAD, Azure Active Directory, and there are a very long list of features there. But we need to also, know all the features. So there are many labs there, but some of the features we won't be able to do the lab, so we will be understanding by diagram what that feature means, what this feature means, and where do you use that feature, right? But many of them have labs as well. So let's go ahead and try to go to this Azure Active Directory. So if I go to Azure Active Directory here, yeah, so portal menu here, and then we go down to Azure Active Directory here, this one. So we already know that. And once you go there, so you can see that there's that overview. There's a switch tenant, there's a delete tenant, there's a create tenant, what's new, preview features, and got feedback in the overview, right? That's a start. We actually went directly to users for that, but there's overview here as well, right? So if you go for switch tenant here, so if you go ahead and click that switch tenant. So in my case, normally you can see that there's a company of samosa lovers. I used to create a lot of domains here, local domain names. So you want to switch from what you've added here to, suppose you have lots of other domains as well. In the past, you may have created Scarborough Coffee, Scan Company. So you have created a lot of domains there. You want to connect to this Samosa MSI, Tim Hortons Coffee Lovers. So the thing is, and my favorite, International Biryani. Wow. Okay, anyway, so we can switch to it, right? I don't have to switch now, but guys, do you see? I see a lot of them, but do you see any other tenant here? Which just means that, do you see any other domain here right now? Okay. I have a lot of samosas, yeah. Okay, so Oka says nope. Okay, no, just the one we have, exactly. So this means that, well, I've been adding, and when I remove that, well, I actually didn't. That's why you're seeing there. It's been there for 4 years. Whenever I do the class, I just add some other domain, and it just remains there, right? I always did not delete them. So that's why. But switching to another domain just means that whatever users you will be creating will be having the UPN suffix as that other domain name, and that's how it looks like. If you just suppose you purchase another Godaddy domain in $1, right? It's just $1 more, right? So, and then you add that tenant as well. Then you can switch between the two tenants, right? First domain or second domain. In fact, if I were you, I would just go for that domain there. Scarborough Coffee. So Cloud Nord. No, these are not purchased. In older Active Directory, we were able to create within the Azure Active Directory the new domain as well, which would be local to this Active Directory. Like and even now you can do that you can create a local domain here. Local domain means what? In Azure, you can create a private domain of your own, which is not purchased from any domain registrar. Just like in on-premises, we can just come up with any name here, right? So you can create those kind of activities here as well, right? Okay. Are these purchase tenants? No, they're not purchase tenants. And yeah. So okay, guys. So there's a create button here. Then what is that, right? Create. So let's click that. Is create? I hope it's not grayed out for anyone. So let's click that create. And once we click create tenant, then this is what we were talking about, or I was talking about, or what Vikas has asked. So Azure Active Directory and Azure Active Directory B2C, business to customer, right? Enable users to access applications published by your organization and share same administration experiences, right? So what that means in English is that hey, if you want to create your own local Active Directory inside Azure local, that is, so we create a local Active Directory in on-premises, we can create a local Active Directory in Azure as well, and you can connect all the applications and resources to that local Active Directory, right? But it's not, it will then take the help of the DNS. Normally you will create that. Suppose you want to create one VNet here, you want to create private networks here, suppose, right? So if we create VNet, what is a VNet? First of all, VNet is your private environment where you can create virtual machines, where you can create storage accounts to upload files, and where you can create networks there, where you can create databases there, and whatever you want to do. This is your playground. That is called VNet. We are right now working inside our default VNet that Microsoft Azure has given us. This is our default VNet where we are creating whatever we want to create, right? So this is our playground. So, but you can create your own VNet as well, custom VNets as well, where you want to create as many networks, as many subnets, as many databases, storage accounts, and virtual machines as well, right? So, okay, so it's just like VPC in AWS, exactly as Olufemi says. Madhava says virtual net, exactly. And Wakas says mine Azure B2C grayed out. Well, Wakas says, is that your free trial? Guys, those who have free trial, is your B2C grayed out if yours is a free trial, or is it selectable? Okay, free trial with $260 credit. Oh yeah, that. So grayed out. Okay. Oh, selectable. Chintan, you have free trial. Imane says it's selectable. Imane, you have free trial. Oh, okay. So it's different, which means that free trial and selectable. So okay, so Gas refresh and with $260 and selectable, Taki says. Okay, so this means that maybe you can start this wizard again or refresh, but that's really strange. So Gas has shown a picture here as well, and oh, okay. So that picture shows in WhatsApp. Yes, okay, it's not selectable. Depends on any previous configurations, but I'm sure that you selected what we have selected. Not sure, you can create a ticket there with Azure. So yes, because of credit, but everyone else also has a $260 credit. Okay guys, so well, the thing is that within this VNet you want to create a local Active Directory, and you want to join these virtual machines to this Active Directory. You want to join the databases to this Active Directory. So in that case, you want to create your own private environment, then you can do that. You can create this Azure Active Directory there, right? Over the internet, if you want this to be accessible, then you go the other way, which is Godaddy Domain. Just add that domain, and over the internet also access is available. So I'll just take a screenshot of that. Okay, and there is a photo shared, and oops, okay. You must have a subscription in order to create an Azure Active Directory B2C. So, well, maybe guys, but we didn't upgrade our Active Directory to B1 or B2, and we're about to go for that as well, but that's strange that it is asking you to have a subscription changed. So, but we didn't do that for other free trial accounts as well. Okay, cool. You selected create switch tenant. Oh yeah, okay, so that's why. Okay guys, here Azure Active Directory, and then we go for new configuration. So after this, just keep this selected, and configuration is there. So then there is organization name, and then you can come up with your first name dot your first name, company, and today's date, 28 Aug 2020. So there is an option there as well. Obviously you're being given a name there. So organizational name actually was not the Active Directory name. This was, I'm going to control C and control V here as well. You could have put their organization name as Bitcoin company, or Pepsi company, or Coca-Cola company incorporate, something like that, right? Okay, so Waqas says you're using Amir Islam account. If you use other global account which you created in last class, you will. Oh, okay. So global accounts do not have permission to do that. Thank you for sharing that, Waqas. Guys, my suggestion is don't use a global account here while we're having training, because well, that's one example that some of the features will not be available. Here we are trying to understand, but in production environment, always use just global account. In production environment, even not global account, whatever service you're allowed to use, only get permission or give permission to that account for only that service, right? That's the most secure way. But yes, here let's go for top account, so no surprises there, and we can explore everything. So that's, now I see B2C option available. There you go. Thank you, Vikas, for sharing that. So it was global account that had no permission to, by default, to access the B2C. No, we're selecting the first one. That was one, the Azure Active Directory. Okay, guys, here. Yeah. So initial domain name is this, and you can see that what got added here. So your company name .onmicrosoft.com. So this was the issue when we synchronized our accounts from. So if you create that Active Directory, and then you attach some users to this, and later you want those users to be connected to the Godaddy.com based company. So the procedure is exactly the same. You want to change them because you added the Godaddy.com domain as another tenant. So anytime you can change any user's domain from this local domain to that Godaddy domain that you've added already, right? So this is just anytime you can do that. Data center is United States. If we go for, although we go for East US always, do we have Canada here? Obviously we have Canada here. Data center location is based on the country region selected above. All other resources normally we create in East US because it has a lot of features, and Canada region does not have that many features, right? So if we keep it United States, that's also okay. But if you want to change to Canada, it's also okay. Okay, Mohammed says, what the benefits to have more than one domain? Chintan says that's not fair. That's unpatriotic. Yeah, I totally agree with you, Chintan. So I'm gonna go for Canada. Okay. Oh, Canada. Okay, so here, that's good now. It's very fair now. But thank you for reminding, and thank you for enabling that patriotism in us. Ta-da! Okay, so yeah, Mohammed Awad says, what are the benefits of having more than one domain? So yes, Mohammed Awad, suppose it's a group of companies, and they have different businesses there, and different products there, so they want to have one umbrella company, right? Anyone knows what's the Google company's umbrella company? Alphabet, exactly. So, and Google, and it has so many other products that it has purchased there, right? So, but it has an umbrella company as well. So suppose you have multiple products there, you want to create resources for all those products. Even just one company having different departments, and suppose it's a bank, TD Bank, and it has international investment as a separate department, hundreds or thousands of users there, and then they have local business investment, small business is another full huge department across the country, so they can create multiple domains and attach applications for small business to one domain and attach enterprise grade applications to international business as well. So many companies do have to create multiple domains just for organization. So that would be it. All right. Okay, guys. So I've put that Canada here. Their central location is. Oh yeah, it will be changed. It says United States, but we have changed to Canada. And let's click Review plus Create. Review plus Create. Okay. And it still is country region Canada. Data center location is United States. Are you kidding me? Did I do something wrong? So okay, country region is. You cannot change the geo or region after you create your directory. Make sure you select the correct geo or region. Okay, well, once you implement, then it should be changing that. So let's click the Review plus Create and then create. Okay, well, just remind us to delete that at the end of the class. Don't leave any created domain there. Those who have $260 worth of credits for just 30 days, you can just delete it tomorrow and let us know that, oh yes, they actually minused that from $260. Or yeah, so well, this other domain is created, and yeah, its new tenant is there. So now you got two tenants there, right? And you can switch from one tenant to another tenant. Why switch? So you can attach one database. Suppose there's one virtual machine you want to attach to this domain, and another virtual machine that you want to attach to the other domain, right? So this is just for organization, separation of resources. Suppose another project started in Nunavut, so you can create another domain, nunavut.project, right? And then whatever virtual machines you're creating, you can just attach those virtual machines to Nunavut project, right? Data to charge if we use Cloud Shell. Well, Usman says that, and yes, Usman, when you use Cloud Shell, what happens is that there will be a storage account that will be created, and in that storage account, it will save the whole environment, Cloud Shell, PowerShell, and Bash environment. So yes, for the storage account, they will charge you because if you create a storage account, they will charge you. And then whatever scripts you want to run on top of that, that's going to be there. So yes, they charge when you keep the Cloud Shell there. So when we use that, we're going to be actually deleting at that day at the end of the class. So hopefully, yeah. Okay, so Wakas says, are we going to delete the tenant we just created at the end of the class? Yes, Wakas. Well, in my case, I will. But if you have a free trial, I would suggest that you want to play with that. Go ahead. But I have to because it's pay as you go, and I don't want to be charged. But I just wanted to show that, hey, this is the new tenant. You're going to switch to that tenant. You want to create resources later that you want to attach to this domain, so you can do that. So if guys, I'm just going to refresh that now. And there is a new tenant here, and then if I click the current tenant is this, cloudnow.buzz. Or if I go to all tenants, so there's all tenants, there's favorite tenants, there's current tenant, there's a new tenant, right? So if I go to all tenants, so I think this dude has also here now. Well, it's new, so it would be in, yeah, it's not here yet. So if I go to new tenant, it's there, and you want to switch, then you can switch. Okay, so there does Azure chart, yeah, it does, and are we, yes, we're going to delete that. So Usman says no. Yeah.
What the meaning of switch? Switch to make it the primary, or switch to do what?
So make primary, right? So
if I make it primary, what about the previous one we have created?
So it will, other users who are connected to the older domain will remain connected to older domain, but once we create this domain and we want to actually attach it to other users, it's our choice. We want to do that, we can do that. We don't want to do that, we can keep it. And we can attach databases, we can attach virtual machines, we can attach storage groups to this tenant if we want.
Okay, so if I didn't choose the switch, it's gonna work?
So it's gonna stay there. It's gonna just remain there. Whenever we want to switch, then it's just there. And once after switching, so this domain will be available for to be mapped and
Yeah,
attached to the resources.
yeah. That's why I got confused, because you said we create multiple domain. As I asked you, you said if you have let's say multi departments or different company or something like that. So do I need to switch each domain I have created? So when I switch, that means uh, I
Can
can,
attach.
I don't know how to
I can
explain.
attach that
Huh?
resource. If you switch it just to attach
Yeah.
resources, to make it available to be mapped. If you don't switch, then it's not available to be attached to any resources. So
What will not affect the others
yes,
when I
will not
switch.
affect the
Okay.
others. Yes, it will not.
I see.
So here, when you switch the domain, then we have to go to a local Active Directory and change it over there and then sync it if you want to implement.
So guys, I actually switched it. So have you switched it as well? Because it takes me directly to the local Active Directory now, right?
Yeah.
So go ahead and switch it, right? So there's that primary domain. So as we were saying, make primary. So you can see that the primary domain now is this. You can see this whole written here, primary domain, right? So, but that's only for new users. Yeah. Well, yeah. So you want this domain to be attached now? Yes. There were some questions in the top as well. Let me just come from there. Usman says, so I need to delete the storage account which I have created. Yes, Usman, if you are using Cloud Shell and yeah, you have to delete that. And Sandeep says third. Okay, I should have seen at that time. Now I don't know what that means, but Tariq says yes. Okay, Tariq says, but that's only for the new users. Waqas says, so how about the one we had before switch? What is going to happen the old one? So it's gonna remain there, Waqas. You want to make it active so you could attach resources to it. Then you can switch it back there. And once you have attached some username and virtual machines, then you can switch back to this domain. So whichever domain is switched is available to be attached to either users or computers or anything. But if you want to switch, no, I want to switch to the other domain. Okay, first I want to attach this username to an older domain. First you switch, it is available now, and then you attach, right? How to go to previous? Switch. Okay, we have told that word so many times. There's a switch tenant here, right? But guys, since we are here, let's just confirm our doubts here. I have already switched to the new domain here, right? If I go to users here, so have they all been automatically switched to the new domain? Oh, where are the users? Because we haven't added any users or synchronized any users to this active, new primary active domain yet, right? So it says all users here, there's a new user here, and yet, so it's a totally new domain, it's a new environment for you, right? And you have to sync those users and then attach them, so it's a totally new story again. But this is your local environment. It is not coming from Godaddy.com over the internet right now. Its address is ending with an old domain name. So it's a totally new environment. Suppose I ask you to create another a domain controller here and name it bitcoin.local. That will be a totally different domain now, right? And start joining machines to that domain in on-premises and start joining servers to that domain. So it's a different domain. This is a different domain, right? So that's what you're doing up here when you're switching, and then you have to synchronize again, and then you have to. But if you want to go back, we can easily go back and work on that domain. I'm just gonna switch that again. Yeah, you were saying?
Yeah, I was saying the account I see on your second tenant is the Amir Islam, the existing one. So how this subscription is going to work? Like this was attached to your previous tenant, right? So this means we are going to have on both sides the same account on both tenants?
So the email that is attached to the credit card can be attached to many domains, but at one time only one domain, not at the same time 20 domains. You can switch to this one or you can switch to that one. They have to charge you with something, right? So the credit card is attached to the email, and that email can be attached to this domain. Oh, you want to attach all the users to this new domain now? Okay, no problem. Go ahead. Oh, you want to work on the old domain? Okay, go ahead and switch and just start working on that domain. So whichever you want to switch, it is there active now, and you can start attaching, mapping any resources to that domain, which is currently switched now. Well, okay. Oh, there are many comments here. So about the one that okay, Osman's I deleted. Oh, that's good, Osman. And Mohammed was saying how to go to previous one. Switch tenant. Well, we're gonna do that again now. From can we keep both of them active at the? Oh no. Can we keep both active? You can see that there is only one domain actively showing to me that is attached to my subscription email now, right? The credit card email or subscription email. Now, I still have users in the other domain which are not showing here. You have to go to that domain to work on those users, or you want to make any modifications for those users. You will have to switch to that other users there. Otherwise, you want to work currently on this domain. This is just like if you have two Active Directories. So suppose you have two networks here, two branches here. You're in the other branch right now. You're working on the other branch. So suppose this is our Tor branch here, and this is the New York branch here. So we are just in New York branch now. You want to work on the other branch. So this is the other user here in Tor. So Cloud Now in my case is the other domain, and right now whatever I just chose here, that is no, this is not some the new domain name. So local domain in Azure that I created. So that is a separate. You don't see any users here. You will have to work on this from the scratch. Oh, you want to switch to the other network? Okay, let me just go to the other. When I say network, it's just a domain with all the users that you synchronize to that one. So it is not that straightforward thing that we're talking about. It's not that easy to understand as well. But the thing is that you have to just make, you have to go to that other domain and try to make sure that whichever domain you want to work on, you're connected to that. You want to work on the other domain, and whatever work you do here is not going to affect the other domain. So here, switch tenant. Ouch. Hey, did they change anything here? So I'll just go for current tenant is this, favorite tenant, and all tenants here. You can go back and forth. Yes. So basically you can go back and forth. And Ashraf says, can I change the identity issuer? Can I change the identity issuer? Well, we have to go to that area and then change that. You can just put that screenshot there. Maybe I'm not recalling where exactly you're saying that from, like which area. And Vikas says, can we keep both? Yeah. Zaki says, you can have multiple tenants associated with one subscription. Yes. You can have multiple tenants. You can have 20, 30, 40. Suppose I purchased 20 more Godaddy domains. I can add them all to that one subscription, and this credit card will be charged for all 20, 30, 80 domains. Okay, can I change the identity? Okay, that again, I need the screenshot or stuff. Vikas says, so basically you can go back, yes, and can use the same subscription for the billing, yes. Credit card is one that's a peace of mind for us. Chinta, no trust between the two domain, right? Well, it's either this or that you can work on. But yes, there are some services that can attach the resources of one domain to another domain. So there's a service called CORS, C-O-R-S. We're going to be talking about that. A web application in one domain can access the web application of another domain. So there are Azure tools and third-party tools that will let you connect the resources attached to one domain to the resources attached to another domain. So there are many ways to make them both work together. Okay, so if we go ahead, guys, hey, where's my cloudnow.buzz? Seriously? Is there some change that I'm seeing there and you're not seeing, or is it just me? Current is this, and if I refresh there, favorite, I didn't add any favorites. If I refresh here, So guys, are you able to switch back? Because this is a really ridiculous question for me. I was able to switch, used to switch before, from within this menu. Oh, there you go. It was right in front of me all the time. Seriously. Okay, there you go. So it is this. Oh, I can smell French fries, guys. There are homemade French fries being cooked. So I am officially canceling the class right now. I'm running towards the French fries. I'm crazy about those. Okay, just kidding. So let's go ahead and I'm just gonna switch back to cloudnow.bus. Oh, come on, don't do that during the class, please. How can I not smell the French fries? Okay, anyway, so this is torture, right? They know it is torture. Okay, so here guys, I've switched back, switched back. So delete tenant, create tenant. So now we understand the mythical world of tenants, right? Samosa, come on. Now I have to go tomorrow. Tomorrow I have two back-to-back classes. Okay, the day after tomorrow, definitely. I'm picking those. Okay, so guys, here, that's the first thing in switch tenant. We talked about that. Then there's getting started here, and that just tells you that what you can do in Active Directory: add custom domain, get a free trial, Azure AD Premium, configure self-service, password reset. So that's the documentation I already sent you. Configure company branding. You can put a logo of your company here. Sync with Azure Active Directory. So this is, if you have Office 365, you already have an Azure Directory tenant, you can use this preview experience to configure self-service. So it goes on with what you can do with the Azure Active Directory. Then there's a preview hub there, and the following preview features are available for your evaluation. So these are all the features that you can evaluate. This means that if you want them. So enhanced group management, administrative units, assign cloud groups to built-in roles, integration assistant, switch tenant. We just tested that. So but you can just try to check out what are the features you want to evaluate and then add to your subscription as well, right? And then there is diagnose and solve problems. So here this is very good. When you are free, you can actually spend your time in increasing your knowledge that what happens, cannot start Azure AD Connect synchronization service. So view guidance, then they will tell you go there, do this, and try to troubleshoot this, check this out if this is enabled or not. So this is really good area for your free time to go there and check all the possibilities of troubleshooting, and this will just increase your knowledge. And obviously the more troubleshooting possibilities there are in your mind, the better administrator you are. In the interview, if you're talking about possibilities of troubleshooting, they will hire you before you even know it. Market needs informed and knowledgeable people, and especially troubleshooters. Market needs troubleshooters. Okay, so you can only troubleshoot when you know something inside out, right? Then you can only troubleshoot. So increase your knowledge from here and try to read as much of this area. Then we go down to users, and I've just clicked that users again now, but in the users we haven't explored much yet. So we have new user here. We know how to create a new user in the all users preview, right? So then, but there's a new guest user as well. So what is that? Guest user? You kidding me? So let's click that new guest user. Let's click that new guest user here, and so this is where you can invite an outsider to with certain type of limited roles and powers that he or she can perform for you. Suppose it's a contractor, right? You don't want to create a permanent account or regular account for that contractor. It's an outsider, right? So the contractor can use his or her Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, or any other Hotmail or any other cloud, Outlook.com or any other emails, right? So there's an invite user here. Invite a new guest user to collaborate with your organization. The user will be emailed in an invitation they can accept in order to begin collaborating. I want to invite guest users in bulk. Oh, well, in that case, you can just put those, all ending with Gmail, Hotmail, Yahoo, whichever. So, and you can invite bulk. So let's just invite somebody here, which is your own Gmail account or whatever account you have. So let's put that name here. So suppose it's, IT contractor. And email address, yeah, go ahead and put your own email address. ID guy, well, I'm just going for my Gmail address, so just put your own Gmail address there, right? Oh, it already exists, seriously. Okay, I'll go for admin at Amir's online idschool.com. All right. So here, admin at Amazon Online School. So I'm just putting some email here, right? Outside email. And then I'm just going for IT and dash contractor as a last name. Or whatever you want to put there. But just put some of your email, right? Personal message. You're invited to our company Azure, subscription. Okay, so whatever you want to put there. So that's it. And if you go further down here, so it says groups and roles. Oh, you want to not only invite that guy, but suppose that person is actually a big expert and well, a contractor, right? And he or she wants to be given some kind of role. So, well, if you have created some first of all groups like sales department group or marketing department group or whatever, IT contractors group, so you can add that user to that group, and maybe that group is added to some role, like so well, let's check out the roles first of all. If you click that roles here, and it's, do you want that contractor to be an end user, or do you want that user to have more powers and privileges to perform, to be able to configure on level 2, level 3 administrator level, right? So if you click the user here, and then now you see all the roles that you can give to this user. Obviously you can give what that user really wants. So you can see here, printer administrator. Are you kidding me? You have printers in cloud, right? Printer technician, printer administrator in cloud, seriously. Skype for business administrator, Teams communications, and all those roles there, guest inviter and global reader. So globally can see everything, but can only read only role will be there. So if you see global reader here, otherwise just go ahead and type here global. Just type here global and global reader. So don't give it global administrator, but give it global reader, right? Just give some role there, right? Whatever role you want to give, go ahead and give that. So we're selecting that. Not only that, we're inviting that user, we're giving some kind of privilege already, because we know that contractor, we have already done some previous contracts, we trust that guy, and go ahead and select that, right? Global reader I have selected for my outside email address, and then usage location. So maybe that guy is in US or Canada, wherever. So I'm just gonna put Canada here, and block sign in. So once that person is done, you can just block his or her sign in. Maybe the contractor comes every 3 months or every 1 year, after 1 year, for 2 months or 3 months. So you can just keep that account and block it and unblock it when that person comes back. And job title, department, whatever you want to put there. So if you have put that information, let's click invite. There's no auto schedule. Well, auto schedule means that whenever automatically, then you can block or unblock. Is that what you're saying? Well, yeah, for outside users it's kind of risky as well. Suppose that user is actually not there, and especially an outsider, and the count is all somehow, it's unblocked. So that's kind of risky, but well, that makes sense. That's what I'm trying to make sense of. Otherwise, no, technically you don't see that option here. It's not there. So let's invite, right? Okay. So guys, did you get any invitation in your email? Go ahead and check it out. Oh, there's a yes. Okay. So what do you see in that email? Just follow that instructions. I'm just gonna check out my Gmail here, and inbox, and Microsoft invitation. Okay, so I get an email here, and I'll just drag this now on this screen. Hopefully you also got this type of email there, and it's a please only act on this email if you trust the organization. Yeah. Okay, and this message was provided by the sender. The organization is cloud now.buzz. you're invited to our company Azure subscription. If you accept this invitation, you will be sent to this. Okay, there you go. So let's click the accept invitation here, this one, and on your side what you're seeing there, so then it takes us here, right? Hopefully that same account is there as well. Cloud optimize your business and create a password. Okay, so it's asking us to create a password, and I'll just create one, XYZ, capital XYZ, shift 123 without shift 123. All right, and display name, whatever you want to give, country you want to give. So admin and my first name Amir, and country is Canada. Okay, so yeah, it's pretty simple information, right? So let's click that next. Hopefully everyone was able to do that. That's really simple steps. And then check your email for your verification code. That's very good. So is that your email or not? Rather, so if I go and gone to my email again, obviously the code should be there. So hopefully everyone got the code as well, and you're, I guess, logged in as well. Wow, what's the code? It's your email verification code. I didn't get the code yet. Anyone else got the code? Very strange. Maybe it's in spam. Nope. Okay, you got the code. Okay, seriously? I didn't get the code. Yeah. And okay, well, whenever the code comes, one day, Monday or Sunday, I'll get that. But right now, it's not there. Oh, you all got it. So it took time? Serious? I didn't get the code. Okay, so one day, Monday or Sunday, I'll get the code. Code is looking for samosa. Okay, so yeah, it's looking for samosa first. You know, I'm thinking of creating a separate Azure series for just the language, Urdu language guys, and I'll be adding a lot of samosas there. You pay samosas, you see that course. Okay, samosa is currency. In fact, I'll go for, instead of Bitcoin, samosa coin. How about that? Okay, so, I didn't get the code. Everyone else got the code. That's not fair, guys. Just delete that email of the code, because first the teacher has to get the code, then students should get the code. If you got the code, just delete it, right? So okay, Tarek didn't get the code. Oh, got it? Not really. Oh, okay. So guys, well, yeah, let's go ahead. I waited enough, and it's just taking too long, but what you got is what I will be getting, and that's how it is, right? So let us go ahead. Let us insert it. Okay, so well, this is how it is. So I'm just gonna go to whenever the code comes, and I'll just that's it. So I'm just gonna go back to the Azure. Let us go there now, and so that's guest user. And well, what you can do here is you can just check that if the guest user is in the list here in the search users. When you search that user, do you see that user or not, right? So try to do that. But otherwise, when whenever one day, Monday or Sunday, I get the code, I will also be able to get inside or check it out. Now guys, there's the bulk activities there. So those who are done with that previous one, so that's dependent on, you know, whenever this code is sent. But otherwise, we can just try to go ahead there. And so bulk activities, there's that other one here. Oh, done. Okay, so Chintan says done, and all others, majority of you are done with that, so that's very good. Okay, there's a big done. Woohoo! Hey. And you see apps, Chintan. So Chintan, you logged in from that user, and then you're seeing apps, right? That's very good. Cool. Okay, guys. So if you have logged in, so it's global reader. So this means that globally that user can access anything, but should be a reader, right? So try to create a user account from that user, right? Are you able to go to Azure Active Directory? Can you try to create a new user? New user area should not be there, or it should be grayed out, right? If it's a global reader, should still just have reader permission. So try that. And
it's gray out right now. Yeah, I can see only apps, groups, profile, and sign out.
Great. So that's good. Thank you for sharing that. So it's grayed out. Okay. So global reader permission is perfect. It's working fine.
Yeah, I can see create groups. And let's see, there is an option coming security, Office 365,
We should not be able to
group
do
name.
anything.
Let me see.
Try to check out and play with it.
Oh, it is created. I just put it ABCD and it says successfully created.
Right.
Yeah, I can create new guest, but I can't create new user.
Oh, new guest you can create. Okay.
Yeah, but new user is gray.
Can you change reset the password of an existing cloud user?
Reset password. No, reset password also is gray.
Yeah, it is
So
great.
guest
Yeah.
user can create guest users, but that's all, right? Nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's good. And Iman
Yeah.
has also shown that in WhatsApp apps there are no application available. Please contact your admin for. There are no apps available, Iman. I think you may not have added that user as a global admin. Maybe you did not give the role.
In the right pan, if he go, he can click the portal,
Oh, okay.
and then the credential ask him to log on by the guest user, and then he can log in by portal, and he can see the apps and everything.
Okay. So there are no applications available. Please contact your admin for more information. On the right side, you see portal.
No, he did no. Yeah, he didn't. He didn't.
Yeah.
He didn't get the portal. It should be in the right side.
So this means that I think Amane, you were not able. You did not add the role of global reader. We gave the role of global reader there. Okay.
We can join the groups, I guess.
Join the group. Okay. Yeah, that's harmless. As long as there's no modification that user is able to do, we're good. We're safe. Okay, guys. So thank you for confirming all that. Let's go for a very, very, very long lab now, and that is bulk activities. Yay! Or yay. Okay. So bulk activity, you can bulk invite, you can bulk create here. So if I go to bulk activities and then click the bulk create, so it just shows you on the right side when you click the bulk activities and go ahead and click the bulk create there. So download CSV template. So it's saying that download the CSV template where it needs you to put some information about the users that you want created. So in the specific format. And it shows you what format should be there in the learn more about bulk import users, right? So if I click the download button, go ahead and click that download button and just download it somewhere. So I'm just going to download it in the downloads area of my computer. So user create template is showing there, right? So if we open that .csv file, so now it shows that what you need to fill out, right? So pretty much all this you have to fill out, and they have given the example as well, job title and everything. So you can keep on filling out all that, then upload that CSV file, and it should work. So how about we remove this well, we can just put that here, your first name 05. Maybe I've created that already. And username, user principal name, your first name 05 at what? Now that was right. And password is yeah, I'll just copy the above one, or no, capital PASSWORD1. This is the password for every other, and log sign in no. So the script says that this much is required, right? We can now delete this example user, right? This is the line example user. I don't need this line, right? This one. So okay, I need to mute. Okay, so this Chris Green here, I can delete that, and this is, do we need the above version 1 name display required? Do we need that or not? So we're gonna find that out now. So I've put that information here, and I'll Control S this, right? Control S. So I saved it, right? And I know that it is in my downloads folder. So I'll close it. And if you have put some information and you have saved and closed it, then there's a upload your CSV file button here as well, right? Does it work, or does it give you error? So I'm going to click that browse button, this one, and I'll just simply upload that file that I just worked on, this one. Double click, and it says the CSV file you uploaded is not valid. Please verify operation type and current CSV file. Line 3 is missing a proper.
Maybe you missed the line.
Uh-huh.
Because there is you skip the line, the number 2
There's
of
an
the
empty line. Okay. So
empty line.
So I'm just gonna open that again, the downloads folder, and just go for that file again, edit or open. Oops, seriously. I opened it in Excel, double click. And yes. So I'll just Control X that, select it, and Control V, and Control S, yay. So just cut, paste, and put it up, and save, and does it work? Double click, and submit. File uploaded successfully. What does that mean? Is that user account created or not? So you can, so if I just try to search for that, your first name 05, so yes, and I gave that email, and so this is how we can simply create thousands of users if you just follow that format, right? So just keep on putting information. So normally HR department does that when a new employee is hired. So HR department would have this file, and they would just put all the information in that. Normally there are forms, there are online forms that they put information. That form updates that employee's information in all other databases as well. But this is the bulk create. So we just create one user, you can go ahead and add as many names there, right? So then there is bulk invite, and that is, if you click that bulk invite, obviously, then you can download that file, and then just simply see the format there. If I just download that file quickly, and user invite template, just to look at the template, we don't need to invite anyone. We already saw that how that works. So just to see that inside of a template, and it looks like exactly this. So email address to invite, redirection or invited redirection URL. So they already give that URL here as well. And then send invitation message, true or false. So customized invitation message is there. So you just have to fill out this information, and the user will be invited. We don't have to invite that. We did that lab right now already, but you can do that invite on very large scale as well. Then I'll close and don't save. Then we already also have the third one, and that is bulk delete, right? So once you click bulk delete, it's the same procedure now, and I actually want to delete the user that I just created now. right? I don't know why. Okay, so download now this one, and this is a bulk delete file, and I'll click save. So what does this file need? What kind of format this file is following? So it just says, hey, give me small information here, just the user principal name, that's all. Really? So instead of example, if I just put that full name that I just created now, your first name 05 at, and what, it was cloud now dot buzz. So you can keep on putting those all names there, or you can just even, there's another file. Okay, well, the next option is that you can download all the users file, then you can get all the names and copy paste them. But I just put that exact name that I just created now, and I'll save it. I'll close and save and upload, overwrite, and it's in the downloads folder now. And yes, that's user delete. And it also says, hey, you have to press yes to continue, otherwise it won't continue. Hopefully everyone's following and know what to do. And submit. File uploaded successfully. And this dude here, your first name 05 at cloudnow.buzz should be gone. So I'm just gonna refresh. And there you go, it's still here. Okay. And there you go, it's still here. Okay. Now it is gone because now it confirmed here on the top. And there you go, it's still here. And there you go, it's okay. What's wrong with it? So refresh. I'm gonna refresh on the browser level, and then search again. First name 05, and there you go. It actually is gone. Okay, so it was the browser level refresh and just filter again, right? So the bulk delete works that way. And if you go further down, hey, I want to go for large number of users. So where do I get those? Do I do it manually? No. You can see this, download users. What does that do? So that's the last one, right? So and then export to where? So I'll click start, file name, export user. This is the file name. You can just change it to any file name. It's gonna be .csv file name, and click start. So all the users which are there should be exported. Seriously? Are you kidding me? Oh, there you go. So bulk operation export does it, blah blah blah, succeeded, and click here to download. There's it. There it is. File is ready. Woohoo! Yay! I'll click download here and export user today's date.csv. I'll click save, and now you can play with those users. So if I open that, so there you go. All the users are not there. Woohoo! You kidding me? So it went for that user that I created and actually deleted, right? It didn't go for any other user. So guys, do you all see that? Exact same thing. So what did I not do here? Click here to view the status of each operation. Oh yeah, these are the operations we did. And bulk download users, it did used to just learn more about, oh okay, hey, did I select that? And if I just select all, and then it will add all users. It used to just export all the users. Okay, so here guys, well, yeah, we need to check that download, or I need to check that why I didn't get all the information of all the users, or how to export all the users from here. There are many ways to do that, especially in Cloud Shell. We have many ways to do that. Bulk operation results are there. So guys, we're gonna go for all these users there, but right now mine has all the users. All of them, you have all the users. Check on root and try again. Okay. Refresh, and then I'll try again. Okay. So yeah, bulk activities, download users, start again. Yeah, because it's supposed to do that. And one name understand. So guys, these are all the users list there, and we're gonna be testing some more there. Okay, so God says once you create bulk user, make sure you download the CSV file of newly created users. If you try to delete bulk users, you will need the object ID. That's a very good point that you shared. So if you try to delete bulk users, yes, you need the object ID for that too. CSV file of newly created users. Make sure you download the CSV file. What do you mean? So not suppose we want to delete the old users. What do we do, Vikas? Why did it say newly created users? Just
Mention the newly because you just created a new user. So if you have old, because it's a best practice, I have with my experience, you will need object ID. So once if you delete any user by mistake, you are looking for the object ID later, you will not be able to find it.
okay. So okay, thank you. And Iman says for me the .csv file has only one user that I have created. Yes, that's just happened to me, Iman, as well. So you just refresh the whole page and make sure that all the users are showing in that page, and then just try that again. Now I have all the users.
So actually it's working because like you are on root, right? So wherever you are and just click on download, it will download only that user, whatever showing on the right side. Left side, sorry.
So when I actually filtered and I was just seeing that one or two users, so I just downloaded that. So I had to refresh that. So just refresh again and then try to download. Okay guys, so this is it, and we're going to continue with all the exciting features of Azure Active Directory. Then we're going to go for virtual machines and lots of labs there. Then we're going to go for storage, huge amount of labs, and then networking, and then databases, and till our grandkids have gone to universities and they have their own kids now. Then until then, we're going to keep on doing all these labs. Thank you very much. So let's see you, and please do finish those two tickets there, ticket 1, ticket 2. Create Word files for those and email to the email that I provided. Thank you, and give it your 200% now. Right now it's a time to really work hard. After that, if you get a good job sooner, then you will enjoy your life, right? So work hard now. Don't go away from that.
Is there anything we have to delete?
Yes, guys. So delete that other tenant. Yeah. Yes. So guys, and delete the tenant. All right. Take care. So guys, make sure that we delete the tenant. I'm gonna go to Azure Active Directory, and there's delete tenant written here, right? This one. So I'm gonna switch tenant first and then delete. But before that, I'll just click that delete tenant now, and directly, and it says it does not ask me, hey, do you want to delete this tenant? Delete all users. Delete LinkedIn application. Delete all app registrations. Delete all enterprise applications. Remove all Azure resources. So we're not gonna click that delete tenant because it's gonna select our current tenant. We don't want to delete that. So then I'm going to go back here. I have to switch tenant and then click delete tenant, right? All right, take care. So switch tenant, go to, yeah, this one. I just created this one. And switch. And then there's the delete tenant, yay! This one, right? Yes, Vikas, AWS tickets are still open. You have to submit before the course ends, but that's too long time. Well, I meant was AWS course before the AWS course ends, but the whole course end would be like forever. So try to resolve. Did I say revolve? Resolve those ASAP if you can, and it's going to be beneficial to you. So, okay, guys, here there's a delete tenant here. And it just says here, get permission to delete Azure resources. and because of that, it's not letting us do that. So if I click that, get Azure resources, and this is connected to what resource here? Access management for Azure resources. Discard, nothing here. So get permission to delete Azure resources. Oh, seriously. Okay. So do we not have permission for that? Global privacy contact. Oh, access management. So can manage access to all resources? Yes. Guys, this is the yes here. All right, thank you. There is a yes here, and then we have to click save. So it will give us permission. And then go back here again. Oops. Okay, I'll go to delete tenant. So I did save it. I'll refresh it now. Just click on get permission, and at the end just press yes. But does it update today? Or it still says that. If I go down here, oh, it's not saved. I'll press yes and save. It reverts back to no. You're kidding me, man. Oh, I mean, like, yeah, that's not good. Okay, I'll go back here, and delete is not selected. To delete blah blah blah, you need elevated permissions for Azure resource subscriptions in order to remove them as prerequisite to tenant deletion. Navigate to the directory properties blade to change the setting.
Use your global account.
From global account it will be deleted? No, I'm using my root account, not global account. Oh, you were able to delete that from global account? Oh, okay. To change the setting on access to Azure resource subscriptions, directory properties blade is this one where we went, and we, oh yeah, it's going to yes. No, back again. Oh, it says can manage access to all Azure subscriptions and management groups in this tenant. Well, it's pretty much saying that, but manage security defaults. Well, there's a set of basic. No, we don't need to do that. That's gonna be administrators and users will be better protected. No, don't do that. Global account has global admin rights. Okay. So that's thank you for confirming that, Vikas. And guys, if you have the global admin account, which is not if you have it, so go ahead and try to log in from there. So I'm just gonna sign out from here. It was what was my global admin account? I'll just go down to. Okay, I'll just go to Azure Active Directory, Amir GA, and users, and oh, this is my other directory. And what was my? I need to switch first. Seriously, switch tenant and switch. Seriously. Users, GA. Okay, that's my global account. Okay, and this is, I'll copy that and sign out.
How is it possible? Like we are working as a like this is our account where we are operating, and we have given our user the global access, and we cannot delete our own. Like I can understand how
This is a subscription account.
it work.
This is a subscription, like so some of the rights are not given by design to our top root account or subscription account. So
I checked from our default directory. We can delete it with some required actions. We can delete our
other tenant.
our default directory. Yeah, but
default. Yeah.
the one we have.
Not others. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we can delete the default if we switch it with the default one.
Yeah, so I think I have to be logged into the other tenant from local, and then I log in from that. Actually, wait, you use subscription ID to create tenant, correct? Subscription ID, yes. G account didn't work. Oh, okay. Yeah, because it's not really. I thought you checked it. Did you check it? Did you do it yourself and then? Because it's not actually going to. I thought.
I don't think that we can delete from our global account, like from our user which we give them like global account.
Okay. So guys, you were. So this means you owe me samosas now, right? And that would be trillions of them. Oh man. Okay, guys. You know, I think we have to use the Cloud Shell for that. I guess 847.15. 847.5. Okay, so I'll go back to Azure Active Directory, and anyone was able to delete that? Delete tenant? You know what? We were able to delete that before switch tenant, and then I'll go to that. But that was old thing. I mean, I was able to do that, and now I just have to Google it for 2 minutes, or we just have to, and then just simply delete it. So delete tenant, your role, global administrator, tenant information not enabled, primary domain. Okay, you know what? Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Well, what's the old-fashioned way? Google it. So, how to delete another tenant by in Azure, right? Sign into Azure AD Admin Center with an account that is the global administrator. Yes, our account is a global administrator. Select your Azure Active Directory, switch to the organization you want to delete, and delete tenant. Yeah, that's what we're doing. You have to use the same account which you used to create it. In your case, it was your subscription. Yeah, I did it this way. Olufemi says from your default tenant, just click on the tenant you want to delete without switching and delete. Oh, okay. Olufemi, thank you very much for that. Without switching, we can delete that. Okay, so guys, I'll switch back to my tenant here without switching, and then select the tenant and delete. Oh, did I? So you did. Okay, so you have to use the same, yeah, and select the tenant and delete. So there's a switch tenant there. When you click the switch without switching it, can we delete it? So if I go to this one and I select it on top of that, and there's a delete tenant here. Woohoo! Yay! Okay, Olufemi, there you go. You're the one of the chief guests today. Whoever other troubleshooted that, that's good. Okay, she also did that. Oh, Imani did that. Switch and delete. Not
So I think we are switching the domain, so means we are using that domain. That's why it is not allowed to delete.
And we are inside the domain, then we're not able to delete that. That's
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. Yeah, sometimes I also am totally forgetting or some feature that I haven't used for a long time. So, guys, okay, that's it. And very good. Thank you, and good night, and have a good weekend. Let's meet at Wednesday, and please do all the tickets, resolve all the tickets ASAP, right? Okay. Delete all use. Oops. What is it just doing? Okay, I'll just concentrate on that later. That was deleted. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Stop this.